everyone. Hello. Welcome to the transmissions. This is the third part of our four-part story, a very special Mass Effect story, Descent into Hades. Thank you for joining us for this session. Before we get going with a recap of what has happened so far, I will let my players introduce themselves and who they are playing. I can start with myself. I am Emma or Hamalu on the internet. I am the storyteller and sovereign for this story, and I use they them pronouns. Can my players now introduce themselves? Who are you?
Hi everyone, I'm Kay Phoenix or Kay on the internet. I go by they them pronouns. Today I am playing our Turian soldier boy. Adrian Nix goes by he him pronouns. And yeah.
I am Obadiah or Joss Dyson on the wider internet. I will be playing Brack Sky Jordan, the functionist, Trogan raised vanguard who ever lay you out right.
Hi everyone, I'm Ben, Old Mad Ben, or occasionally Producer Ben on the internet. Um, I use he/him pronouns. I'll be playing Jareth Bow, the Solarian infiltrator, who is also he/him.
Hi everyone, my name is Satan, or less event art on the internet. I use any pronoun that fits a bit, and I will be playing Nasana Danava or Nasi. She's a she/her. She's our Asari adept.
We love to see it. Yep, this is our lovely crew. So far, we have seen the crew of the scavenger ship Aftershock pick up a jog on Omega that propelled them back into space using the Mass Effect relays to hopefully reach the Hades Nexus cluster. Here, there's a moon with a supposedly long abandoned research lab that is ripe for the pickings. If it is indeed abandoned, clearly the contents within will not be missed and are not owned by anyone, right? On their journey, we got to know the crew a little more before the ship suddenly came under attack. Gasp. A scavenger crew coming to scavenge. Another scavenger crew. Who'd have thunk? With some tight flying rolls, various assists from the crew, our guns won out, and the other ship was disabled. Not taking the win as enough, the crew boarded the ship to fetch some loot for themselves as payment for the damage that was done during the flight. It's only right. Stopping off at a fuel depot to make some repairs and acquire another bumper sticker, the crew were soon in the air and heading to the Hades Nexus once more. Along the way, the ship's scanner picked up signals from Elitania in the Atticum Beta. There was some rich minerals to be mined if the crew desired. Taking the chance, they did decide to head down to the planet. Alongside finding said minerals, they also encountered a mine that had small monkey-like creatures named Pyjaks, who stole something from a crew member and ran off into the mines. Pesky Pyjaks. Some of the crew decided to chase everyone else, reluctantly falling behind. Um, they went in pursuit, and eventually the Pyjak was discovered, alongside a horde of other trinkets it had seemingly acquired over the years. Finding this creature endearing, at least some of the crew did, this little Pyjak was brought back with the ship. It is now a new pet. Hurrah! That was not all on this little toxic but beautiful planet. Toxic but beautiful, can't relate. An interesting relic that looked like some ruins, containing a large glass orb. An orb that had a slot conveniently the size of an odd rectangular shaped object that was acquired from the scavenging crew earlier. Deciding to slide the object into the orb without very little investigation as to what it might do, our gunner was thrown into a vision of an early humanoid life form, Cro-Magnon Man to be exact, being visited by a strange alien ship and observed going about his daily life as humanity evolved. A little shook from their experiences, the crew boarded the Aftershock once more and set off, hopefully to arrive at their destination before long. We are going to start checking in with our crew one at a time in the order of our intros to see, now that you're back on the ship, what are you busy with? So, starting with Ray, what are you doing?
Well, when they got back, Adrian decided to not check in with the rest of the crew with the captain because he was feeling a little a little beat around because he was trying to perform for Nasi and wasn't doing so well, so he felt a little shy about it and went to go hide in his room. So, per captain's orders, he is typing up his report because he didn't go and check in with the captain in person.
Okay.
Yep, he's hiding in his room.
Yeah. But at least the report's getting written.
Yep, he's like, I'm in trouble. I might as well get this done.
Okay. Very good. All right. Cracks guy. Jordan.
All right, so
What are you doing?
yeah, I have survived getting chewed out, question mark.
Mayo.
And it's time to do what we always do when we're stressed. That is to say, let's go get some time in the rec room, work out.
Okay.
We need to just sweat, just sweat. Everything's fine after we just get sweaty.
Okay. Yes. Very good. And why don't you recount for us what exactly you are sweating off here and hoping that you don't get chewed out for? What do you feel
Okay.
responsible for right now, Jordan?
Okay, so there are perhaps certain expectations that as the like the field the field bestie, the field bestie, the muscle, the guy
Uh-huh.
who uh gets Nasi out of trouble.
Uh-huh.
Perhaps there is a certain expectation that I do not, in fact, let her just bring problems back. And in fact, yes, I did. Not only do we have this Pyjak now,
Mm.
when questioned about it, I did not even pretend like the thought seriously crossed my mind to tell her no, because it didn't. Why would I do that? Uh, and
Very
and you
true.
know and you know what? The captain looked at me with its whole face,
Yeah.
like he expected me to do something different, and I don't. It's kind of vexing.
Yeah.
Just a girl.
I don't know that he was necessarily angry with you, but he certainly was disappointed.
I'm not angry. I'm just that's worse.
That's worse.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Beautiful. Jareth, what are you up to on the ship?
So, back in my usual uh, haunt of the gunnery chamber, I'm also writing a report. For some reason, Captain seemed irritated by the activities that had happened on the planet with the artifact, so has requested a full report. And
Yes.
while I fully understand the need for a full report, so I'm writing it. Not quite sure why he's irritated.
Yeah. What?
Artifact was used for the purpose it was designed for,
Yeah.
and information
It
was
was
gained.
artifact
All good.
shaped.
Yeah. Why artifact shaped if not artifact?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. The logic was followed through. There was linear
Yeah.
thought to that process. Why would that be incorrect? Beautiful. Nasi, what are you doing?
Nasi, so I thought about this, right? Clearly, she's trying to get the Pyjak settled in. I don't know if we settled on a name for them yet. I'm not sure yet. But she she has this, like, I think she got installed in her room, like, this, like, sturdy, like, beam where she ties up Darren sometimes so he doesn't go around making messes just on a leash. But she's still there. So she has the Pyjak also in its own little corner trying to get used to the room. And then Darren in another corner so he can't run away. And then in the middle, Nancy's in her bed in full, like, face mask and painting her nails, and she's invited everyone for a relaxing spa day before we go out and do really hard work.
Sure.
We need
Yeah.
to look our best and feel our best.
The rooms on this ship are not huge. So them having separate corners, you could probably still reach out to touch both of them.
Yeah.
But you
Then
know what?
Darren the Baron
Yeah.
is in his second favorite place, which is not Nasi's room.
Yeah. Very good. Okay, sure. Yeah. Would any of you have responded to the call for let's have a spa day?
Yeah. Once we came through, like we did our 5 minute like cool down, uh, and then we went and took a shower, and then we showed up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Showed up looking so fresh, so clean.
I think Nasi sends this out whenever they get close to going on a mission. She's like,
Mm.
okay, we gotta get ready. And she sends it out. I don't think Jared has ever responded or gone to one, but she always sends him an invitation because she doesn't want him to feel left out.
Sure. Yeah.
But she sends it to everyone on the ship, and she's like, guys, it's time to get ready and feel our best so we can do our best work. Stop by if you want to have a spa day with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if Jordan always goes or doesn't go sometimes, but there's just a big hug, and she's in her jammies. She's having a great time. She's got a face mask on, and she's got one ready for him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, think I think like Jordan like consistently shows up, but like he has never ever gotten used to it. Like never ever gotten used to this. This is like fully outside of his brand wheelhouse. He is very much like an on brand kind of guy. So like
Mm-hmm.
not yeah, he's not used to it, but like he's here. He's fully here.
Your face is so
Here in body,
dry.
if
Oh
not
my
in spirit,
God.
right now.
Yeah. He's checked out mentally, but
Yeah.
he's here.
Just go
Your
limp.
skin is so dry. Have you not been using the products I gave you?
I don't. He like how you like gave me like that checklist. I don't
Yeah.
kind of I kind of don't get it.
Okay,
I
we'll
try to
go
do it more
through it
right. Then
again. You have to cleanse your face first.
okay.
You have to wash it, make sure all the impurities are out. Then we go in with a toner, then a moisturizer.
Yeah,
Then
but
we
how do
wait
like
for
how do
that. Uh huh.
wait like how do I know when the toner's right? Is there like a tone like a skin? No.
You know what? We'll just go through it again today. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Mm. Adrian, do you think you show up to these?
So I think for the most part, like maybe he showed up to one and didn't understand it, and so like doesn't usually show up. But considering what he just attempted, and then got the message from her, and he's got like that kind of hopeful, like, oh well, maybe I didn't screw up too badly. So
Yep.
he's gonna perk up and he's gonna show up, even though he's like, I don't understand these things.
Yep.
But at least Nasi wants my attention, therefore I'm gonna give her attention.
True. And lastly, from all four of you, the answer can be yes or no. Are there any of the crewmates that you think that would answer this?
I feel like Phoenix would. I feel like he'd be a regular at spa time.
Yeah.
He has the
Yeah.
cucumbers on his eyes and the little headband to push his hair back.
Yeah,
So
I
I
like
think
like the footballer hairband.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he correction, UK football, just so everyone's clear. The soccer player one.
Obviously.
But I feel like he's probably adapted. Like he gets spa day, he understands why. He actually has a pretty good
Brings the
skincare
snaps.
regimen. Yeah, skin is glowing.
Yeah. Gotta take care of those tattoos.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else that we think might show up, or is there
Maybe
anyone that
Isabel?
you think pointedly doesn't show up?
Oh,
Pretty sure that Jael doesn't understand it or consider
No.
it useful any more than Jareth, so would not wouldn't bother.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
my
I think
skin
yeah.
naturally moisturizes itself. Why would I?
Yeah,
I'm
I
amphibious.
reckon that I reckon Oronus turns up though
Okay.
every time, even
I
though
think
completely incompatible with everything that you're doing. He'll turn up anyway every time.
Aronis will show up, yeah, and we'll do knitting. Yeah.
I think cool co-pilot shows up fairly consistently, and I think like somehow everybody is surprised every time.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Nova is definitely there. Nova and Phoenix, they can show up and take a seat. Everyone's sort of like crowded around, get their own little spot in your room.
Yeah.
You probably have acquired seats from various places and installed them into your room so that you can have social time.
It's just a bunch of pillows on the floor.
Okay, yeah.
It's just a bunch of different pillows. There's like a beanbag in one corner. There's a little inflatable plastic chair because I like that aesthetic for her.
Mm-hmm.
Remember those?
Yes, I do.
When you try to get up, it's either stuck to you, or it's just like...
Yeah, or it just like creaks and makes the worst sound when you're trying to get up. Yeah. Okay, so some spa time is going on. Maybe some music is being played.
Yeah, there's music, definitely. There's snacks. We can have a little movie or show going on in the background.
Yeah.
Nasi's very happy.
Yeah. Any discussion in spa time before I change that scene? With a pivot.
What do you guys think we should name the Pyjak?
And like he's gonna Jordan's gonna like blink. He kind of thought Darren would just try to eat him already, but like,
Mm-hmm.
And then, like he'll actually like kind of like look around, like is Darren kind of like trying to go for it?
Darren's in a different room.
Yeah. Okay.
They're gonna be socialized in strategic and gentle ways. Yeah.
Nasi's just holding the Pyjak like a plushie.
The Pyjak is trying to eat the moisturizers with its tongue, like inside the tube. Yeah.
That's why she's holding him.
I'll need to get a Pyjak from my background. Okay.
Should we name him?
Pancakes.
Pancakes and Pyjak. That's really cute. Oh my goddess. They have a goddess.
Yeah, they do. I think there's like a moment where like Nova will. It looks like their face is gonna express some sort of like go at the comment, but like lets it slide and actually catches wind of the Pyjak trying to use its tongue like an anteater inside the moisturizer and smirks a little and then goes back to painting their own nails. Or Percy, Peter the Pyjak,
Jack.
Pippin, Jack, Jack the Pyjak, Flapjack. Yeah.
What do you guys think?
How do you feel about he? How do you tell?
What?
The projects. There's got to be like a way, right?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't think it matters. I'd have to look it up. I don't know. I feel like Flapjack is pretty gender neutral. Just it's a food, so right? I don't know. What do you think, Adrian?
I'm just staring there quiet.
I think I did meet a girl named Jack once. And then she laid me out.
I think we'd all like to be laid out by Jack.
Yeah, we would.
Good.
It's a good night, but still.
She sends a little message to Jared. What if we name the Pyjak Flapjack so he doesn't get left out of the conversation?
Seems an odd name, but on form with Flapjack the Pyjak and Darren the Varan seems like an acceptable compromise of name without knowing the creature's actual name.
Flapjack's good. Unless it's Blueberry Pie the Pyjak. Blueberry Pyjak.
Pork Pyjak.
Pork Pyjak. That's just for my UK people out there. We got you. Pork Pyjak. That's fucking cute.
You give more names? Like What's his? Okay, like flapjack, but like flapjack what? Like is it okay? Are we doing like clan name? Given name? Given name's definitely flapjack. I think we're settled, but like
Mm.
Do we have
it's
a
just clan.
clan
What do we?
name? Is the clan name Aftershock? Is it like, cause like that's what Susie did, right? Susie Bat's Aftershock.
Well,
Or what's your
that's
clan
how
name?
Quarian name, yeah.
that's how Koreans settle it based on like, where they live. So is that, do we want to do that for him? Flapjack.
Flapjack, Aftershock, Pyjak.
Do we do the boss?
Bus,
Boss.
Aftershock. Adrian
Flapjack.
still
Flap.
haven't picked.
Flapjack bus aftershock.
I
It
love
I'm
makes
gonna,
it
I'm gonna, I'm
sound
gonna,
quite exotic, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like, that's how like goes like to text, like our like Korean, like okay, like Flapjack fast aftershock question mark.
Uh, you get just a string of essentially the. Okay, this is my first brain break of the day. Omnitool. Um, I may get more brain breaks. Everybody, apologies. It's been a day. The Omnitool version of just emojis, just like heart eyes, kissy face,
And
heart heart.
like kind of like squint,
Dancing
and then
girl.
like
Yeah,
he'll just sort of like lean over like to
nail painting,
like show the reaction to Nasi
hungry
like
face. Yeah,
this is
Oh,
yeah.
I knew she would say that.
Oh my god, it's a true bestie.
Bestie, bestie. Oh my god. Adrian,
Yes.
what do you think? Even
Uh,
Jared said what they thought.
sure. Sounds good.
You feeling
Whatever you
alright?
like. Oh, fine. Yeah. Just what do we do here?
We're doing skincare.
My skin feels fine.
Well, fine. It's you need it to be like fully healthy and well taken care of. Because I mean, do you want to be distracted by dry skin while you're in the middle of like a gun chase?
He's got external plates.
Yeah, but you can polish them. You can take care of them. You can, you know, everyone can take care of their skin or plates.
The softer parts underneath
Yeah.
can be moisturized. Yeah.
Okay.
Here. It's gonna take moisturizer. Put it. It sounds weird. I can't say put it in the softer parts.
All under his chin. He's a good boy.
Yeah, just on his neck. There you go. So here you go.
He tenses and gets really still. And his body temperature rises. No reason why.
Let that soak in, and then you won't get distracted by dry skin. Imagine you're trying to turn your head to look at an enemy, and you're trying to shoot them, and then you're like, "Oh my god, my skin hurts because it's tight and dry," and then you get distracted, and then you get shot and you die.
You
yeah.
just
You gotta stay
ignore
hydrated.
it.
Nova snorts a
kill
laugh
them.
at that statement. Like,
So you gotta stay hydrated.
mm-hmm.
Jordan
She's
like
like
a
the-
weird look like you I was trained to focus and do my job. If I have an
I
itch,
don't
you ignore it.
listen. Everyone has to take care of themselves. It's like eating healthy, doing exercise, you know, training your mind, taking care of your body on the outside as well as on the inside. I feel like it makes sense. Even if you guys laugh at it, she looks at Nova.
I'm not laughing.
If you don't want to, you don't have to.
That also makes Nova laugh. Your statement there. No fucking kidding, soldier boy.
Yeah, you're like really serious.
Why are you so
I'm
uptight,
sorry?
Adrian? What's going on?
Just trying to understand what we're doing.
Bonding, painting
Okay.
nails.
He's gonna give her a really weird look, like, you mean painting our claws?
I can paint your claws.
Yeah, there's like what, 3 fingers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to paint your claws?
It's a crew bonding exercise.
Okay.
Nova is gonna lean in. Initially, it's to Phoenix, but it's also to Jordan, who's probably nearby. You guys are all sat on the floor together. This is fucking hilarious.
We gotta. I think we gotta pull back a little bit. Like we gotta. He's trying. He's trying. I think like he's making progress. I think he's making progress.
Jordan, I didn't count you as delusional. That's not progress. That's not progress.
I think we should do a tail to match your face markings that you do. I think it'll look great on you. And it matches me as well. Obvi.
Perk stuff with that. Okay. That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
He's just gonna
Ignores
give
the fact that there's
hands
5 other people on the crew with the same color of blue. It's very funny. I adore it.
She loves that other people have the same color. She's like, oh my god, they match
it's
me.
the crew color.
It's the crew
Yep.
It was the crew color because it was my color, my accent color. So obviously it's about me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Adrian just feels special.
Yeah.
She paints the nails. She paints other people's nails if they want to. She has a black polish for Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. There is a call that goes over the ship's tannoy. Not from your ship's AI Prism. Normally Prism will send messages on behalf of crew. It comes directly from your captain. Can everyone please come to the mess hall? Matter of priority, even if you're doing something else. Thank you.
Okay, we should all go then. Oh god, that sounds important.
Yeah.
That's where half the
Phoenix
crew
is
turn up
like,
with face masks
yeah.
on.
Yeah, it's like my nails aren't dry yet. Don't let me touch anything. Everyone's walking about doing the thing, you know.
Yeah.
Adrian's just looking at his teal claws like, okay, and tries to stand up without touching anything.
I want you guys to know that Nasi's heading to this very important meeting in her pajamas, which is like a little baby doll dress slip thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's important.
Oh no.
Well, yeah, Jordan's got we got like the workout shorts and like a slightly more formal t-shirt like thrown on over.
Mm.
And absolutely like just still keeping the face mask on. Like he has practiced enough at this that like he kind of knows how to like get around while like everything is still not fully dried.
Mm-hmm. Jareth, have you completed your mission report?
Yeah, and it's excruciatingly detailed and impossible for anyone to get through in one sitting. But it is written, and it's the first thing. Jareth gets to the mess hall first and hands it to the captain proudly, and is there to see the rest of the crew all arriving with their various levels of.
Yeah. Comfortable clothes, face masks, people blowing on wet nails. The captain is stood next to the big main table in this mess hall. With it looks like a panel from a floor in one of the rooms here has just been lifted up and out and is placed onto the table with a bag of really quite special, tailored to Tyrion and Corian eating habits, treats of his. Like, you guys know when it's like his birthday or something special, the crew are like, we need to save up and get him these treats. Like, that's the thing that he really enjoys. It's a little treat. He very rarely treats himself, so we've got to treat him. When you guys first came onto the crew, you were informed that this is just the done thing, and there is a big hole in it, and the treats are just sort of like discarded and scattered about on this floor panel that has just been lifted and put onto the table. He waits for everybody to come in and sit down.
It'll be like you know the SWA contingent. Well, we all come in.
Mm-hmm. Opens his mouth. Decides not to bother. Closes his mouth. Lets you come in and sit down.
Yep. Just nod. Just nod. Because I'm
glad
close enough to the
you
other
all
side.
could.
I understand exactly like what his emotional reaction just was, but
Uh-huh.
yeah.
I'm glad you all could join us. I have a few things I wish to discuss with the whole crew, but particularly the people who were the ground crew for our latest little endeavour. I have been given some reports. Some of you have not necessarily finished yours yet. So I would like a proper, full, face-to-face debriefing about some of the decisions that were made. And also entering into the conversation. Exhibit A. What do you think has happened here, everybody?
Been in my room the entire time.
Can you guarantee that?
I haven't left my side. I think. I mean, I did have to shower.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry.
For what? I asked what we think has happened. We have not yet come to a conclusion. Anyone? What are you apologizing for, Nasana?
Well, if it was Flapjack, I feel really bad.
Flapjack?
Plus aftershock.
What is flapjack?
Plus aftershock.
It's another name for pancakes.
It's what they named the Pyjak.
Yeah.
Okay. Walk me through the decision process, everybody.
Adrian's gonna look around and no one's talking, so he's like, fine. Since I wasn't reporting, I'll just fine. We chased after the Pyjak, we found the Pyjak, we retrieved the materials. Nasi wanted to keep him, we didn't say no, we left.
A really relatively concise description. However, I believe that the excuse Nasa used was that we had injured the creature, so therefore we were obligated to bring it back with us.
Is this true, Nasana?
I did
Something
that.
along those lines.
Did you have something you needed to add there, Jordan?
Yeah. The injury that was me. He had made off with some of our effects, and in chasing it, I injured its leg.
Mm. So, a creature that has been known to steal things of value, we decided that the best course of action was to bring it aboard a ship.
Asked you?
You. Mm-hmm. Yes. Unfortunately, we have seen what I presume, unless it was one of you all that did this. Points to table.
No, sir.
Would seem strange for a Pyjak to place a floor panel on top of a table, however.
I put. Hesitates, corrects himself, reminds himself he is communicating when there are Solarians on board. I placed the floor panel here to make a point.
Then I'm
This
curious as
was
to
in
why
my-
you are asking us what happened when you were instrumental in the results.
I am talking about the damage to my property with the box here. It has been chewed through.
You were not clear with your
I
question.
know. Yes, I was making a point and I am correcting myself, realizing who all I am speaking to. That is my error. All right.
Blackjack, you can take my share of the this job, and we can refill your stash.
It is less about the contents themselves, more the principle of the matter, that something was damaged so that goods are going to be consumed. Is this going to be a common problem for our kitchen supplies? And if it is, what are we going to do to minimize that issue? We're going to be adrift for a while, and I don't want us to suddenly run out of food because a very small alien creature has consumed all of it. And what if it makes him sick? I don't really know the bowel movements of this thing yet. I don't really want to find out what happens when it eats food it is not familiar with.
I've been doing research on creating Pyjaks, and I can keep him contained to my room and not let him out, and make sure that we double secure the food. Do you want me to get rid of him?
I want us to come together as a crew to develop a plan for moving forward to avoid any further disruption.
We get like some kind of alarm, like a bell or something, so that whenever the Pyjak's moving about somewhere, he can be heard. It's audible. So if the Pyjak's rustling about in a kitchen or something, we hear it happening. Recognize what the problem is.
Hmm. We do occasionally have some crew members who, late at night, decide to go and rifle through some things to sneak themselves a little late night snack when they get peckish. Do we want them to be triggering alarms? I don't
And
want to
that's
cast
why we
aspersions to you all, but I feel like sometimes some of you do not necessarily have the wherewithal at that time of your days.
I can put a collar with a bell on Blackjack, and I can work really hard on training him or her. We don't know yet.
Phoenix stops blowing on the nails and holds a hand up and is like, I can contain our food products in Pyjak proof materials, like metal containers. Extra locks on things. I don't know yet what his teeth are capable of. Can he bite through? We'll figure that out.
I can do some more research. I think there's like a pet Pyjak care forum that I've been reading, and there's a few containers that they recommended, I'm sure.
Fine. Then let's do that. As you'll recall, as we agreed when you first asked about taking it aboard, you were cleaning up its mess.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I suppose that will do for that.
I apologize.
No, it's alright. I just looks off into the distance, is mourning his snacks. I don't know if any of you guys are like the type of person where like there's something that's like your thing and it's very special and someone like either goes in or eats it or gets destroyed and you're like especially the neurotypical amongst us is like, oh, that's destroyed my day.
Nelsie's gonna go forward. She's gonna take his hand. when we go back where we can buy snacks, I will buy you all the snacks that you would like. I want to make sure that your stash is replenished because what happened today is really sad. I'm really sorry.
I appreciate it.
Do you want us to make you some snacks? Some
No,
baked
I'm okay.
goods or anything? I know it's not as good. We can make some in the meantime.
It's fine. There are still snacks in there. It's just some spilled out. It's fine.
I'm really sorry.
I keep the floors in there very meticulously, so it's all right.
I'm gonna add this because it's not so. And if there's any other way I can make it out to you, let me know. Okay? I'm really sorry.
Okay. I appreciate it. And I appreciate that you're taking responsibility for this thing, that we as a crew are taking responsibility for this thing. I feel like our chore rota may need to adjust slightly to take this new aspect to our lives here into consideration.
Thank you, everybody, for helping me and agreeing to let me take him on the ship.
Yeah.
It was really nice of you.
And let's try our best not to get too emotionally attached in the beginning, just in case Darren decides to eat it.
Okay. I'm not attached.
I just feel like we need to manage our expectations here. You know,
No,
you need
for
to be
sure.
realistic with
No, I
possible
know.
consequences, and then if it doesn't happen, then great.
Of course.
You didn't have to say it.
I feel I do have to say it.
No, it's
That is
fine.
all.
It's practical. It makes sense. It's a good warning to have.
Yes. Well, aside from that, from what I've been able to glean so far, I feel like it was a successful mission.
Got a lot of gold out of it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, everyone, thank you for attending. You can return to your whatever it is that you're all doing.
Thank you for talking with us, Captain.
Of course, we have to talk it through as a crew. If we leave things unsaid, they just fester. You know, it's very important that you are direct and you voice things when they happen. All right.
If you ever want to come to our spa day, let me know.
I'm fine. Yes, I don't think
Adrian shows his claws.
there's much skulls. There's not much benefit to our species for the sort of treatments that you're talking about. It tends to be more for yourselves and humans. But apparently we've been able to adapt.
Well, have you noticed that teal is like our crew color?
Mm-hmm.
Like you have teal markings, he has teal markings, I have teal hair tips or tentacle tips.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
And Jael is playing.
And Giles is, yeah.
And Coron has some teal.
And Darren's kind of teal.
And your cargo engineer Avrash is teal.
Avrash. And
Darren
Susie
is
has
teal.
Darren
Susie
is
has
teal shoes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Teal and pink. Yes,
Teal and pink.
it wasn't intentional, but here we are. Maybe we've decided to brand this time around. And he looks to like the one or two other people that have been on the crew for quite a while. You get the impression, whether you're perceptive enough, if you're a perceptive character, you may be aware that the conversation he just had with you about managing your expectations, because you might end up losing the new thing that just came on board your ship, he may have said to the older crewmates about when you guys joined. They just lost a bunch of crewmates in one of their jobs, so he's like, I need us to manage our expectations, don't get too attached at first.
And then Sunny's like, this is my family now.
Yeah. All right. Very good. So the crew are able to go back to their various bits and pieces, spa days, report writing, some people doing arts and craftsy things, because that just seems to be what some of the crew members do. Very good. It is going to come a point after a rest or two where eventually you are flung into, with the Mass Effect relay, into the Hades Nexus cluster, which is very exciting. Can I just get another navigation roll from Jordan, just to ensure that you're on the right path and able to get there quickly, and that nothing bad happens?
43.
Incredible. Yeah, you're able to maneuver around this cluster fairly easily, finding your way towards Makhaira, which is the planet that the moon Kopis revolves around. So you know the area that you're going to. Nasi, do you want to do a little planet scouting
Yes.
roll just in case,
What did I use last time?
Well, I advised that you made a tool build for it, but it would be your wisdom plus perception.
You sure did advise that.
I sure did. I believe that's what I said, but let me just double check, because there's a few things that could roll 20.
Yes,
Oh,
wisdom
I
plus
forgot
my
your character sheet's not on here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have also done
You
that.
should have learned that lesson after last time where
That's
you
fine.
lost access to. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. Jesus.
Sorry.
I would allow either like a perception roll or a science roll, I would say.
Okay. I will do perception.
Uh-huh.
The science I have -1.
Love that. I'm pretty head empty.
Okay. That is 10.
10.
Yeah.
That sure is a planet and a moon.
That's sure. Wow, that's a planet.
They're very white. Both of them are very white. They have low libido, as it is described.
So they don't get horny.
That's exactly what Nasana thinks that means. Yes. And it sure made them white. And when something is that white and it is, receiving the light from the star that is at the center of this cluster, sure does look pretty. Like a little pearl.
She's taking like pictures on the computer.
Yeah. Oh my god. You've got it in photo mode instead of scanning mode. Like, wow.
Wow, this is really nice.
Look at this angle. Don't you think that looks like a face?
Oh my god, look how that crater.
Yeah.
It looks like a heart.
So as we approach, those of you who, tend to man a system within the ship will hear your ship's AI prism dictate to you that Makaida's largest moon, Kopis, is a desolate place with an extremely thin atmosphere. You are warned that you are going to need your suits and probably staying in your vehicle. Its crust is largely silica based. There's no signs of water at all. And much like its parent planet, its high albedo keeps it from being a total inferno, because that's what it actually is. Does that make it horny? So it's not a total inferno, and when it is occluded by its parent planet, the temperatures are kind of tolerable. Other than that, it's normally very hot here. So it's hot, and there's very low gravity. That low gravity, however, can be countered by a vehicular or a personal Mass Effect field for comfortable exploration. So you're advised to stick to your vehicle where possible. If you go out onto the planet, make sure that you are using your suits, sort of like little personal Mass Effect fields, to keep you. They're like mag shoes if you've ever watched The Expanse. Because otherwise this place is like, if you jump, you start floating around. you maybe didn't operate the planet scanner, but Prism did, and in a slightly sassy tone says, "By the way, when people decide to scan these planets, they will find that they are rich in platinum and iridium. So you may be able to mine some while you're down there." I feel like the sassy comment. I don't know if it. I don't think audio picked up there for you, but
I can try scanning again.
it's fine. You don't need to. I did it for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You took some great photos, though. Super useful.
Well, they're at least pretty. Can't say the same thing for you.
I don't have a physical form.
Exactly.
Such an intelligent argument. Thanks. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. At least I'm not bound to just a ship.
Bold of you
Gordon
to
just
think
kinda,
I'm
like,
bound to
looking
just a
between-
ship.
Gordon just kind of like looking between Nasi and the ceiling, like concerned. Like you cannot. There's no way you can get between this.
Yeah,
habitat.
Nasana's arguing with something that could shut off her life support if it
Oh, yeah,
felt
for
so
sure.
inclined. Like,
Yeah. This is their love language. It's fine.
yeah. We established. I asked them what the personality trait of their AI was, and we went with
gay.
kind of a dick. Yeah,
Yeah.
mean gay. So you at least have some information as you guys are preparing. As we decide who might be going planet side or moon side, I guess. We know obviously you guys are going to be in the crew because it would be a fun, wouldn't be a very fun adventure
I'll
if
stay on the ship. It's fine.
none of you decided to go. Yeah, I'll just stay here. Honestly, I'm gonna man the ship. Do you have any people that you feel you would take for any particular reason? It is cool to say no because obviously you guys are the stars of the show.
I would say if we do we need muscle? Because if we need muscle, there's the captain and Nova. If we need a hacker, there's our drive core engineer. That may have been just because she's a Korean that I said that, but and an engineer.
Mm-hmm.
There's like probably like a little bit in like the recruitment where like people absolutely did just assume.
Yeah,
Like,
you're good with
wow.
computers, right? Yeah, cool.
Isabel as well. Be a hacker.
So Jareth's a hacker as well. So Jareth is quite confident that he doesn't need to take anyone at all and could just do the mission.
Oh,
Yeah,
obviously.
Jared is like, why would I need them for inferior versions of my own skills?
I think we're fine.
I think and I think like there are like other crew members like who could come along. Like and every once in a blue moon it probably happens, but like this is four of us are like probably kind of we're first in. We check it out once we're good, especially like once we're hauling stuff back.
It's
Then,
the you're last in, so you're first out kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Foot soldiers.
We're the foot soldiers. That's why he said don't get too attached.
Well, maybe he
You
did
say
say that,
that
maybe
enough.
he didn't. Yeah.
Now Phoenix is dating one of them. Look at that.
Well.
It's like if I die, I die. You know, whatever.
Okay. So, we four are preparing to head to this moon. Aside from your vehicle, which did we decide what the paid job is for your vehicle?
Oh, the name is Sparky, by the way.
Sparky. Okay.
I think we said it had like a lightning bolt on the side.
Oh yes, a lightning bolt, so it was black with like galaxy. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Sparky the vehicle. Is there anything that you would do to prepare, or any things that you feel like you would want to bring?
I'm bringing my heart-shaped backpack.
Mm-hmm.
It has Omni gel in it. My Omni gel has Omni gel. I don't know how that works. I have my pistols.
Usually the Omni gel is like installed in your suit so that you can deploy it from. but they don't really make it super clear because it's computer game
They're just
logic
like,
of like
"Omnigel."
I have this
I'm
thing
like,
in my
okay.
hand and I put it in my backpack where I lowered it to my hip and it vanishes.
Yeah.
You know, it's that kind of logic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have light sources just in case?
Your helmets will have some.
Have
Or
light
maybe
sources.
you could have more than your helmet.
My helmet's have okay.
I enjoy the sort of like space horror, like in the Alien movies, where it's just the lights at your helmet and that's all you have, and so the perspective is so narrow.
Well, Nasi
I
has
love
a
it.
mnemonic visor, so I can assure you she has two little heart-shaped lights on the side of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do we have to bring anything else?
Nope. I'm just checking in case there was specific things that we wanted to bring.
Snacks?
Big weapons, big tools, things for certain, you know, types of job. Because you know you're going into a building. Well, hopefully trying to get into a building to get stuff. So
let's just load up the Omni tool. Make sure the Omni tool is loaded up with the with all those thieves tools. You know, every now and then you might need to slice the door, whatnot. Maybe Jareth is on the maybe Jareth is elsewhere, and then the door needs to be got through now.
It's always worth
There's no
having.
power
a
next to
shotgun is
physical.
also a lockpick. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but ammunition is more expensive.
Listen, if there's no power to hack something, you just plow right through it, and that's why we have Jordan.
Yeah, I'd like to cast fist, please.
Adrian's armed to the teeth. He's got his advanced holster so he can carry multiple two-handed weapons, plus his single-handed weapons, plus his horde of grenades, and he's got his Omni tool set to make sticky and frag grenades on demand. He's also going to bring his toolkit with him just in case they need to disarm a bomb or something. Who knows?
Okay. Very good. So you guys are going to get into your vehicle, which will operate as a ship in the air first to take you down from the aftershock onto planet side. It's a little bumpy on the entryway. But other than that, it becomes very plain sailing. And you guys have probably landed on a place with very low gravity before. It's a very different and interesting and unusual experience compared to landing on a planet that's actually willing you to come closer to it. And eventually, yeah, you will land on a very gray, it's a light gray, but it is very much moon vibes. In fact, did I? No, I didn't. I originally was going to rig up an image for you guys just to kind of picture those of us who have played Mass Effect, which I know is not necessarily most of us have. Have we been, you know, the very fun mission where you were driving around on a moon with no gravity and you just like ride up the canyons and just go wee?
That's Nasia. She's driving this thing.
I have a lot of fun just driving around when we get those particular missions. It's very fun. But you will.
This is so much fun.
Yeah. Now, you were not able to pick up from the ship where this research base is, so we're maybe gonna have to do a little bit of driving around, and trying to maintain on the cool side of the moon. So now that we're in this vehicle, can I get another scan slash navigating? I would suggest that our scanner and navigator are gonna have to do a roll each, but if one of you wants to do it first, if you do really well, the other person might have an easier job.
I've got me a +6 here. Let's take a shot. We've been rolling hot. 17.
Not terrible. I'll say that's a +2 rather than a full advantage.
Okay. So it's just my perception for scanning. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay. Be a total of 14 with the +2.
Okay. So we are driving around. probably getting a little distracted. There may be a couple moments where the two who are sat in the back, the very patient, business forward members of this crew of four, perhaps getting a little concerned that mostly what you'd be aiming for is the ridges where you can go up and like surf and skate and get a little airborne for a bit. It seems to mostly be let's have a fun drive, as opposed to keeping eyes on the mission. And just as you're kind of
we're getting there. We're getting there. It's fine.
yeah, who knows where this base is? Like, how are you going to find that without driving
How
around
do you
to find
know
it?
that we're not going straight there?
Yeah, prove it. Where's the receipts? Show me the receipts. Sorry, that's a really niche reference. If anyone else has watched Kimmy Schmidt with Maya Rudolph,
show me the receipts.
Oh, well, I was using ping when I flood my basement. It's very funny. You get to a ridge where you accelerate up and do the floaty. No hands.
She takes her hands off the steering wheel.
What you realize as you're landing into a sort of crater bowl of this, which gives you the challenge of coming back up out of it, but Nasi loves a challenging drive. Mm-hmm. You realize that there is well, what they're doing exactly isn't clear, but there is another vehicle here, and you can see there are a few people outside of the vehicle, like 2 or 3 people. They seem to have big bits of equipment as you're kind of slowly landing.
We're not alone, everyone.
What do you do?
Jordan's immediate thought is, look, more salvage. Let's get in there, get in there, see if there's anything of value.
So are we doing like a wee and then like land skid, get out the vehicle as you're doing it to be like surprise? we're here to scavenge your stuff. Are we trying to take them by surprise?
Can we see how many of them there are?
You can roll me a quick perception check, but I'm going to say it's a disadvantage because you're currently airborne and slowly descending.
It's like my worst skill.
So like you can see them ahead of you. Being able to pick out details, disadvantage. Oh,
there's people.
Yeah, maybe.
Sure there's people.
I don't know. There's a kind of a strange shadow over there.
Well,
I can't really see anything.
It's a like when we land. They might be surprised, but you know what? Maybe they know where the research base is. Whoever it is, they seem to be doing some sort of work with some equipment. So,
yeah. I mean, if nobody says anything, that's gonna just land right next, skid to a halt, and like surprise,
surprise. Do we all pop out?
Yeah, Jordan is like he's ready to jump out, but he's like just doing a quick like suss of the general ship vibes. Like, is he jumping out with open hands or with hands or with like open barrels?
if we're gonna be acting to give them surprise, you may not have the time to figure that out. So what vibe is Jordan gonna give when he gets out of this vehicle? Which of the 2 modes are you going to put him into?
Let's see. He's gonna start at Hey, what are you doing here? Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna get out and you're gonna like put out into a comm. Now it's a low gravity place, so being able to get your comms over to them might be a little tricky. And you very much still have your helmet on, given the nature of the moon here. So trying to call over to them to be like, hey, what are you doing here? It's just like
I can go talk to them if you want.
Yeah. So Jordan, as you get out the car to do a hey, what are you doing over there? And Nasi's like, I can go over if you want. You see these people kind of stop what they're doing. at the very least, they realize that another vehicle just landed in here with them.
Plummeted from the sky next to them.
Yeah. And now someone has gotten out and is walking towards them. Now, a few things are gonna happen in tandem. Jordan, you are gonna become aware as you step out and do a hey, what are you guys doing here? Hey, hey. You realize that the shape of these spacesuits, the closer you get and you see them sort of like standing up from the equipment, you realize they are Krogan shaped. 2 or 3 of them, it seems, that are here. There may be more like behind their vehicle. So there's like my people. I should be able to reason with these people, no?
Yeah, I know how Grogan think. It's just fine.
Yeah. Roll me a quick perception check, please, Jordan. Peep them.
Straight
Just
perception.
do a little peeping. Peep roll.
Perfect.
Oh,
4.
no.
Absolutely.
Krogan shape.
No questions. We don't need to
Yeah.
re-roll.
Jordan
Yeah,
is
I know
like,
what's going on.
Krogan shape is friend shaped. Like, yes, let's go. You go over
I know
very excited about the fact that they are Krogan shaped. You are now walking to close the distance with them.
Yeah.
You see them look into each other. Clearly there's something going on between the comms of whoever it is over here. You don't see in time, but the rest of your party are going to see in time. Slowly, in a weird kind of way, because again, there's very little gravity here. From the other side of their vehicle, there's like something that has clearly popped up a little bit. And that delightful sight that we play Mass Effect see, where you see somebody pop up and then realize it's a rocket launcher. As a rocket scoots over your head, you're like, hey, this is friendship. What? As coming at like the door that has opened to your vehicle, aiming to get inside the vehicle, is a rocket launcher. I love those 2 ones, guys. Thank you. Love it.
Oh, no.
Can I get you guys to do me a dexterity saving throw?
Sure.
Sure.
Your
Should I
dexterity
roll?
saving throw, if you succeed, I'm going to assume you're trying to jump out of the car.
Should
Correct me if I'm
I
wrong.
roll
You
it?
can do something else if you like, but this thing, you may realize the sort of shape of the helmet could be Vorcha shaped. That's not friend shaped.
That's not
Should
friendship
I
at all.
roll a dex save since I am kind of already out of...
You're okay. Yeah, you're gonna do the. Technically speaking, cool guys walk away from explosions. You're not feeling like a cool guy walking away from this particular explosion.
18 plus 2, so 20. Not natural.
19.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh.
Adrian got a 15.
Okay.
Beat your boyfriend. No.
So, we all succeeded, which is great. So you're only gonna take half of this. Love to see it, and then you guys can describe to me
Uncanny
how.
dodge removes that half, doesn't it? I think.
Yes, if you have uncanny dodge, it does. You
Nice.
manage to dip, dive, dodge, duck, dive. You get out of the way of it. 18 for the other 2 damage. Jareth, you're able to get out of the way without any damage, so I'm going to have the 3 of you describe the way in which you managed to save yourself from the worst of it, but 2 of you do take that damage.
I wouldn't have time to do a biotic barrier.
No, those 2
It
ones
could-
told me no.
Okay.
Nah.
Cool.
And Adrian couldn't use his trophy system?
Don't. With a rocket launcher? What does it do?
It says your OmniTools trophy system detects incoming explosives that fires a small ordnance charge to preemptively detonate hostile explosives as a reaction to an explosive projectile, grenade, or rocket from a heavy weapon that you can see within 6 meters of you. You may preemptively detonate it. If the blast would cause you to make a dex save, you have advantage on the save.
Well, I will give you advantage on your save, but you already saved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
So you can roll it again.
Reaction, I think.
No, if I already
you
saved, I
wouldn't get
saved.
it as a reaction just because it's a surprise attack.
Yeah.
It's a surprise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Got it.
The 2 ones
That's why I asked.
suggested.
I asked.
You guys didn't see. You guys thought they were super friendly because it's Krogan shaped, and Krogan shape is friend shaped. You're sitting in the back of the car, like, what the fuck is he doing? As a rocket launcher propels towards you. So 18 damage. Can the three of you inside the vehicle just describe to me, paint the scene of what happens to you guys, and then we'll paint the scene of what Jordan does to react to what just happened. As the other things are definitely going to be arming themselves.
So I think as soon as I see that there's clearly something incoming,
Uh-huh.
I launch myself from the vehicle and kind of tuck into a roll, and then do some sort of crazy kind of superhero type landing, and then activate my tactical cloak as I land.
Makes sense.
So essentially, just disappear as I hit the floor.
Yeah. Your turn can involve activating your tactical cloak. Yep. When we take to advantage in a minute, but please, the other two, describe to me what happens as this rocket launcher comes towards you. You guys weren't necessarily, you saw him walking towards you. Most of what you were looking at was being perplexed about him walking towards these people. And to be fair, the people he's walking towards didn't look in any way threatening necessarily. They looked a little confused. We did not see the person at the back end of the vehicle with the rocket launcher until the rocket was a little too close. So what does it look like? Paint the scene of you diving out of the way. Because you did save, although you took damage, you did manage to avoid the worst of it.
So did I take 18 then?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Oh, I'm at half health. I just want you guys to know that now.
Woo!
So
we're going
is
to
it
my
straight
version of
health?
combat after this.
Or
Huh?
is it shields from our armor first and then health?
It's shields first, yeah. That's
Shields then, yeah. I'm still at half
Okay.
health. Exactly.
Oh, fuck.
yeah. I'm aware of shields.
Squishy. That's
Maybe that's what Adrian said was oh fuck.
Glass
Yeah.
cannons. Okay, so we got an oh fuck. Are you still in the vehicle?
Yeah.
No, he would have tried to jump out. I don't know if he made it out.
Well, you saved. That's the whole point. I want you to describe
Yep.
your successful dexterity saving throws for the two of you. What it looks like.
If Satan's okay with it, he may have tried to grab Nasi by the arm just while flinging himself out of the vehicle. Like, we go in.
Yeah. Oh, well, my idea, and we can see how. So, if we're in the vehicle, would it be possible to drive away? Or
you can have tried to like
gas.
forward a little just so it hits the back of you. Either way, it is gonna hit the vehicle.
Yeah.
Because it's a last minute. You saw it, like, if the rocket launcher is a few feet away from you, the ability to drive is only going to shift where in the vehicle it hits.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
well,
you can drive forward a little bit.
Yeah, drive forward a little bit. As it hits it, because the doors are open, Adrian could grab Nasi and just pull them out of the car. Make it cool, but she's like, oh my god. She does not look cool. She does not look cool. She's at half health.
Yep. So we both fall out, flop to the ground.
Yeah.
Everybody's in defensive positions now. And lastly, just before we roll our initiative, Jordan, what expression is on your face as this happens? Friend-shaped rocket launcher?
The other kind of Krogan. I know how to solve this problem. As kind of initiative starts, like Krogan, Jordan just pivoting ever so slightly to line up the angle on the Rocketeer.
Nice. Okay. Very good. So for my delightful players 4, can we please roll initiative? They'll be going at the end.
16. I'm a grandmother.
15.
Nice.
Wins.
Let's
7.
get a little more energetic. Beautiful. You can't both be 15.60. The whole point.
I know, right? I know.
It's meant to break ties. It is meant to break ties.
It's wild.
Just roll off again, then, just to see who goes first.
I got a 9.
What did Nasi get?
0.16.
No, I got a 16.
16. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. So I need
what?
Just for me. Okay.
No
so
idea why the tiebreaker.
You did, but I know it's so silly. So Nasi's first, followed by Adrian, followed by Jordan, followed by Jareth, And then they get to go because I rolled a 1 for them. Now that you're a little close up, Jordan, and you're like, oh, these are the not friendly, you recognize the symbol on their armor as Blood Pack. And you're like, oh, yeah. Extra spicy, bad Krogan.
All right, I know. All right. Let's see here. I have luckily time on Omega. I have picked up mean words and actual vorcha. I am going to hurt these feet. I'm going to hurt their feelings deeply, accurately.
Brilliant. Okay, so Nasi, you're up first. What would you like to
Okay.
do? Again, just as a reminder to my players and to the audience, when we're doing our combat, we like it to feel a little more cinematic. So we just paint for everyone a really cool scene of what we want to do. We pick a skill or a weapon that best applies. We roll to see if it's successful or not, and then we narrate what that looks like. We do a round of that, and then I'll pull into a round of the other things. This is the first close contact with other people we're doing as a table, so I will guide you through my process. First up, though, describe to me something cool that you are doing.
Oh, me?
Yes, you're up
Sorry.
first.
Dang it. Okay.
The Nazi brain went in too deep.
It went in too deep.
You absorbed the info.
Me? Got too into character. Okay. I think she's kind of on the ground, and I think we can see little splatters of where like her skin hit the ground, like little splatters of like purple blood, because sorry, blood is purple aesthetic.
Yeah. You've got a full helmet on though. You're full suited up.
Oh shit! Right, we're
Yeah, this is like really low gravity.
She just hit her helmet.
There's a crack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I think she's like feeling it may not have pierced the suit, but it left those bruises.
Yeah.
And I think as a reaction to her, she'll just kind of still with Adrian, she'll just look over. And how far away are they? Are they like?
It is as far away as we need it to be.
Okay.
Again, we're in narrative combat. Just describe to me something cool you want to do.
Okay. She wants to look over and just instinctually use her biotics and push out and use warp cloud.
Okay. So roll what it is that you would normally roll with that, and then we can describe what that looks like as you do it. Also, feel free to have bullets like pierce your armor. That's something that on a bonus action you could use some Omnigel to like repair your suit.
Yeah.
For example.
So I just cast it.
Mm-hmm.
It says target a point within range. I don't think I just cast it, and that's it.
Well, what does it do? Like, just okay. So there's no roll. Do they have to make a save? Like, what are we?
A creature takes 40. I'm trying to read. Sorry, I'm trying to read. It has to make a roll. It doesn't say anything. Here, I'll show it to you.
This is the downside of it not being on roll 20. You could just
I'm sorry.
Bottom of the class.
I know.
See me after class.
I know. I'm sorry.
It takes 44 necrotic damage when it enters the area for the first time or ends its turn there.
So when they enter, or if they
starts its turn there.
So it's for their turn. Okay.
Yeah.
So, describe to me what it looks like then as you cast this, and then if any of them remain there or enter into that space, then we can assume that it does something.
Yeah. So what it looks like is her being angry because she just did skincare first of all. I think Adrian, because they're so up close, they can see like these sparks of like purpley energy, of biotic energy, just sparking around them, and it just swirls into their hand, almost like a fucking Sailor Moon beam power. Just shoots out, and you see this kind of warp cloud of purple energy appear within the area of where these creatures are.
Amazing. What I'll say is, for one of them, just roll me the damage anyway. Or in fact, you know what? No, we're not. I'm pulling away the crunch. I'm reminding myself. Instead of waiting on their turn, we're just going to describe the spell as it happens, because again, we're just wanting to describe it cinematically. without
Yeah.
rules crunch. What I will note for you guys though, because I do like the idea, we can assume that that area and the person that this hurts is primed for necrotic. So if anybody has a
Yes.
detonator, then that does a little bit of extra necrotic damage on top of what you're doing. So roll me the 40. No, I'm doing it again. I have to remind myself. It's the problem with me doing this with fucking a D&D reskin, because D&D is nothing but rules crunch.
Yeah.
You cause this warp cloud to happen, and as it does so, you can kind of see this person like groan and grimace as it starts to take effect. You can't necessarily see what it is doing inside of their armor, but they do that sort of like effect, and it's still lingering in that area. We just have this big warp of your purple themed Mass Effect energy.
I was
okay.
gonna make it pink, but I didn't know if it was possible.
Yeah. Normally biotic powers are all blue, but you know what? Fuck it.
I thought they were purple.
It's a slightly purple.
That's why I said purple.
It's fine.
It's blue, I guess.
Okay, so very good. We have done that, and it's primed. Adrian. You can see there's a collection at the front of the vehicle. It looks like there's some people behind the vehicle. There's one that definitely has a rocket launcher, you now realize. So there's a few people here.
Okay.
I do have, just in case, sculpt biotics so that I can, it's like spell sculpting, you can shape it so it doesn't affect friendly features. I don't know if that would work if anyone were to walk into that of my ally.
We'll deal with that when it happens. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. All right. Like I say, we're just going pure cinema.
Real cool. I gotta remind myself too.
Yeah. Yeah.
My turn.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay. Is it a turn to take my weapon out and then another turn to shoot it? I can't remember.
Scrunch in the bin.
Yep.
Roll scrunch in the
right.
bin. What are you doing? Something cool.
Okay. So he gets a bonus action thing. So I'm trying to figure out what I want him to do for his main action. I think he would pull out probably his M23 katana and fire. And then on his bonus action, use his Hawk missile launcher, which is basically magic missile.
Okay. So you're shooting with a gun and then having like these sort of, I'm assuming if it's magic missile, it's like little mini rockets.
So it's like 3 little mini rockets that auto hit whatever target I want them to.
Okay. So as you're shooting, what kind of people in front, people in back, person with rocket launcher, who are you shooting? And just describe the scene to us and then we'll roll the dice.
Okay, so he will shoot at the person who is clearest to him. So if it's the people in front that aren't like hiding behind anything, yeah, he'll shoot at one of them.
Okay.
And then he will fire the Hawk missile launcher, hitting 2 others, and then actually he's gonna send all 3 of them to the rocket launcher guy in the back. He's like, fuck this guy.
So roll for your gun. The little missiles all hit this guy, so you, like makes a noise. You could only kind of hear it because A, everyone's got helmets on, and B, we're in a funky low gravity place.
Do you want to know what the image I have in my mind of this is? Because Adrian rolled out with Nasi. It's him standing up, still holding her shooting her power, and then him shooting the guns, and it's like this like romance novel scene. Like holding her by the waist.
Well, he can't fire this 2-handed weapon.
Yeah, no. He needs his hands, yeah.
Try.
That's the initial image. Then he's like, I gotta use my gun, you know.
They could be hip to hip, just like pressed against each other, like, yeah, baby. Bonnie and Clyde. So Adrian gets 2 attacks and then his bonus. So I'll roll 2 on the katana. First one, he rolls a 17 for 6 piercing. Second one, he rolls a 10 on 11 piercing. And then
we don't need to worry about damage.
Okay.
We're not doing damage. We're just describing
the missile launcher fires 3 rockets.
So one of your guns is gonna, they're just little, it's like magic missile.
Yeah.
So as you're shooting, one shoots, one goes a little wide. You can kind of see it like veering off and hitting a rock just behind this person. So you shoot, and then these little things go up into the air and all fire against the guy with the rocket launcher. Very good, very good. Okay. Stay where you are.
Yeah, he's staying close to Nasi.
Yes, please do all cluster together. I love it. Jordan.
Yeah. Yep. Man with the rocket launcher is getting charged
Yeah,
as and I do mean the proper bionic power.
nice. Incredible. Do you roll for that? I believe you do.
Uh, they roll a dex save and
Dex save.
they take let's see here against half damage and not falling down.
Okay.
Oh no, against damage and falling down. If they succeed, no damage and they don't fall down.
Well, uh, 16, and we're going after my BIM squad guy.
Yeah.
Dex, plus 1, 17.
Senses.
I would like to use Ben Luck as a reaction.
Okay.
So, especially just luck. So if another creature you can see makes an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you can use your reaction to roll a d4 and apply the number as a bonus or penalty to the creature's roll.
Okay. Roll a d4.
3.
So that's 15. No?
14.
14.
14 meets.
Means to be.
Yeah.
He very nearly, there's like a slight pull from that field that you've created, that pulls him ever so slightly like it's going to be in path, but he manages to correct his footing, as you charge at him. But you know what? You're now up close and personal, and he's like, wait.
Yeah, and
You're like a Krogan to me. You're human shaped. Sorry, carry on. Yes.
Like the translator kind of like goes on the fritz because I vaguely remember this from like one of the early Mass Effect games. Like most everybody actually speaks like like their native languages.
Yeah.
Translators are just very very good.
Yeah.
Jordan is one of those galactically unusual individuals who actually switches.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so like when he starts like cursing in fluent Vorcha,
Yeah.
for a while you just hear gibberish before the translator adjusts. You realize, oh, he is upset.
He's yeah. Ooh, that's colorful. Sounds like a Scotsman. Okay. Beautiful. We love it. Good turn. Jareth?
So who have I got, and what do they look like?
There are a few Krogan-shaped armored people at the front of this. We have established, a couple of people have been able to notice blood pack markings on their armor. Certainly have that sort of red and black coloration, and there's clearly a few people behind it. One had a rocket launcher, although it has been charged at. So
yeah, so
take a pick.
My original plan was to take out the guy with the rocket launcher, but he's being handled, so I don't need to. My particular skill set and weapon means that I do more damage to people who are not behind cover, but I also ignore cover for those who are. So
well, there are several
pick
in the
out
front
which
who
ones
don't
would
have
be
cover.
the best ones to shoot at. Ultimately,
there are Krogan-shaped people with no cover. There are other people behind this vehicle that appear to have cover because you cannot see them right now.
Okay. So.
And although you can see the one that had the rocket launcher, just had to try and dodge out of the way of your charging friend. So
yeah, I don't think that he's likely to be firing any rockets anytime soon. So I'm not too bothered with that.
I mean it's up to you because he didn't get hurt by Jordan. He managed to dodge out of the way, and so we can assume that he doesn't have cover. If you want to.
Well, it was more that
I see.
Jareth would assume that he's in a position where if he concentrates on shooting a rocket, he's just going to get pounded by Crack Sky Jordan. So it would be foolish for him to be shooting rockets at this point.
While there is something cool to be said for using a sniper rifle to take out the rocket launcher itself. If you kill these people, free rocket launcher.
Well,
So maybe
indeed,
we don't
yeah,
damage
it's
it.
quite a nice,
Free
nice
rocket
idea. So,
launcher.
so
Yeah.
I will go for one of the Krogan because
Yep.
don't want to really have to
Large
get into
moving
hand to
target.
hand with
Yeah.
any Krogan.
No.
So
No.
yeah, as I land, my tactical cloak engages, but then a sniper attack,
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. With that, the
which
most. I mean, the rat-tat-tats when you're in Andromeda when you've got your automatic weapon is great, but nothing beats early game shotgun sounds. That, it's so satisfying.
They're so meaty. They're so meaty.
It's meaty.
19.
Beautiful. Yes, you aim for this person. It's a good hit. And you know the shotguns. Were you aiming?
Well, it
Uh,
was headshot was
Devil's
what I was aiming
bargain.
for,
Yeah.
but
Devil's bargain. If you're gonna headshot, I am gonna ask for you to roll again to see if you hit on a second. It's essentially taking disadvantage in order to.
have another 19.
Yeah. I was like, you take disadvantage to cold shot it, but if you do, I'm gonna give you the headshot. Basically, I give you the headshot. Yeah, you're just like you know, steady yourself. There's a correct way of holding a big weapon like this. You aim it up nicely. Thankfully, they have very large heads. It's a great target. And you get it right through the helmet and. And because there's like basically very little gravity here, it falls in a really cool way.
Nice.
Yeah, you get your headshot.
Bounces.
Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. They then go. So we have had our hits. Some of us, all of us really, have done cool shit with our turn. Now I'm gonna say that as these people go on the offensive, I would like for you to describe to me your character getting hurt. Someone is gonna get an attack on you, whether it is a shot, charging at you, whatever, another rocket launcher. Describe to me the way in which your character takes an injury. You don't have to worry about damage or numbers. We're just describing the scene cinematically. So, back up to Nasi. Something happens to Nasi. What is it?
I think they would want to take, you know, when you play a game, you want to take out the healer or the mage first.
Yes.
I feel like when you're playing that, you want to take out the biotic first.
Yeah, they're like, oh, okay, we've got a lot of people. We've got a biotic, everyone.
Oh god. So I feel like it's like they would instantly try and shoot at her.
Okay.
To either break her helmet, you know, hurt her or stuff like that. So I feel like there's bullets just kind of racing past her.
Okay, so you get hurt. What happens?
Yeah.
Describe to us the injury you take.
Yeah, I think there are some bullets that miss just narrowly, but there's this one that kind of hits her right in the shoulder, and with the low gravity, it's just like the push back.
Yeah. It is gonna go through and get that slow like a splurt of blood that just sort of floats slightly as it comes out of you. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, you take a bad hit to the shoulder. And the blood pack carry big guns, so yeah, that's a
and it came out the other side, so the damage is
it probably charged you because a lot of them are Krogan, so they're gonna run up at you with a shotgun, so that's a bad one to your shoulder. Very good. Adrian, you get hurt, you get injured, something bad happens to you. What is it? Describe it to us.
So seeing Nasi go down, he sidesteps in the way of her taking more projectiles and ends up taking a couple more into his body as he's just unloading in the direction of these other people. He's stopped aiming. He's just unloading and praying. Yelling. Yep.
Okay.
And he'll take another one to probably the side and his shoulder.
Okay. Sure. You get shot at. Jordan, you get hurt. Something bad happens. What happens? Okay, again, they don't just have to be bullet wounds. Something else could happen.
Like the thing I'm thinking is we are like basically like you kind of charge like essentially like it's sort of like on top of and a little bit past like the vehicle itself, like the cover it's giving, right?
Yeah.
And so like there's the rocket launcher operator who like kind of like narrowly dove out of the way. It's like physically spooked. And then there's the Krogan who is like just so happened to be like essentially essentially invisible behind the physical cover of the vehicle, who was like,
Mm-hmm.
giving orders, making sure that this, Vorcher doesn't go and point it somewhere stupid. Well, I'll get to have a great time today, and like essentially like just immediately like decked Jordan into the ground, and yeah, because it's a low gravity world, he just bounces right off and back up, like
Yeah.
he is ready for this, but congratulations, he is now boxing with the Krogan.
Sure. And a Krogan knocking you to the ground and making you bounce, you probably cracked something doing that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. At least
but
one thing cracked inside of that suit. Oh.
We don't know
it's
which
fine.
one it is yet.
That's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
But like there was, I only heard like I only felt like three cracks. It could
Yeah.
have been like 12. I'm doing
Sure.
great. I'm doing
Like,
great.
was it
Could've
the
been
suit?
worse.
Was it my bones? I guess we'll find out when I'm done fighting. Very good. Jareth, you get
Uh,
hurt, something bad happens. What occurs to you?
So it's a weird kind of unexpected sequence of events as he dives out of the vehicle and kind of rolls across and then comes up onto one knee to take a shot, takes the shot and then stands just in time for a big chunk of the vehicle that's been blown off to clock him across the back of the head.
Yes.
That's just been
Yes.
spinning slowly because there's not enough
Environmental. Yeah.
because of the low gravity, but it's spinning fast enough that it still gives him
Ooh.
a big smack on the back of the head. That
Big crunch. Yeah.
the
A
helmet
little bit of
stops his head
damage.
cracking, but
Okay. Yep.
there's still some damage there, and he's just dazed from it.
Beautiful. Yeah. So some of us have been shot at. Other people got charged into the ground by a Krogan. Oof the. This is what you were raised for, Jordan. And Jareth gets hurt by the ship. Friendly fire. How could you do this to us, Sparky? Um, will we be able to turn this battle around? I guess we will find out after a 10-minute breather. We're at our halfway point, everyone. We'll see if we manage to succeed in this combat. We'll be back in 10. See you then. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to part 2 of our 3rd episode of the 4-episode special here in the Transmissions, our Mass Effect story, Descent into Hades. Just before the break, we were tangling with some blood-packed mercenaries. There's been rocket launchers, there's been parts of ship flying and hurting people. We all took injuries just before the break, and now we're going to narrate some successes. Not only each of you something cool that you were doing, but how does this help you guys win the fight? So something big, something epic. Take a few of them out. We are starting with Nasi.
I planned for this. Okay. So as she's hurt, just behind Adrian, who's spraying and praying. I think she stands up, still hurt, very upset, and she uses the anti-gravity a bit to her aesthetic advantage, and she kind of like jumps up a bit to see over Adrian, and you see her eyes glow with like biotic energy, very Starfire Teen Titans.
Okay,
biotic
yes,
energy
I can see it.
in her
See the vision.
hands, right, just behind Adrian. Like she looks like she's floating for a second, and she's gonna use Face Disruptor. She's gonna hurl these 2 beams of biotic energy into 2 different people into the what's it called, the
Nice.
warp
You're,
cloud that she did,
yeah.
which detonates
Excellent.
it as well.
It's a detonator. We love
It's a
it.
detonator.
That area has been primed
Yeah.
for necrotic. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. We love it in these games where you both prime and detonate your own abilities because you're like, I can't rely on you, my followers. I'm gonna do it myself. I'm a lift and slam.
Exactly.
Okay. So yes, absolutely, you can do that. What will you roll to see how successful this might be?
Okay. Oh, okay.
Because it sounds cool as shit. So.
Okay. So 16 plus 5, so 21.
Yep. Beautiful. So describe to us what happens. What does it look like?
So you see her kind of like rise, like float up, almost like she's like flying behind Adrian, and she has like that, both hands on the side, glowing with biotic energy, the energy just coming out of her eyes, and she hurls these two slightly sparkly biotic biotic
Sure.
beams of energy straight into two of these people, which kind of it have you ever seen like really thin strands of metal just catch fire as it spreads out?
Mm-hmm.
Like it spreads out almost like melting cotton candy almost
Mm-hmm.
throughout the warp cloud,
Mm.
and detonates that area. And if there's any of her friends in it, like you see that detonation kind of just move around it and protect them from it.
Sure. So Jordan's there, like, on
Yeah.
the ground with one Krogan. Is the Krogan that just you know, basketball slammed Jordan
Mhm.
into the ground part of this or nah? Or are you
Part
gonna
of
leave that guy for
Um,
Jordan?
I'm happy to leave him for Jordan.
Okay.
Because
Um
if they're on Jordan, she's just excluding that area.
Sure. So it doesn't worry about having to sculpt around Jordan. You're getting some other guys. But
Mm-hmm.
it still looks cool. Thankfully the rest of your friends are still currently in range.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Delightful. Adrian.
All right. Do any of the guys in front look like they're still standing?
Again, it's narrative. It's whoever.
Okay.
We just make it look cool because there's a big crew of them. So take out a few.
Yeah, all right. So Adrian's actually going to drop the katana
Mm.
and he's gonna, like pull out two grenades and he's going to hurl them out like they're gonna roll underneath their vehicle.
Oh.
One's a frag grenade, the other one's an arc grenade.
So we're taking out their vehicle too. I love it. Okay. Roll just one roll to see if your grenades are successful.
What do I roll for grenades? I couldn't find anything for that. Is it dexterity?
Dex,
It's a
yeah.
projectile, so yeah.
Well, yes, thrown, isn't it? So it's yeah, Dex.
I'll just roll dex.
Dex plus proficiency, presumably. So +6.
Mm-hmm.
So 19.
So plus yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very much, yeah. So you roll. Obviously, the shields of that vehicle is going to absorb some of it, but you kind of throw two of these grenades and they explode underneath the car. So the bottom part of this car looks like it's fucked.
Shrapnel and lightning.
We love it. We love it. Okay. Jordan.
okay, so I think they kind of like wind up with like a sort of like a essentially like a Jackie Chan style brawl. Like we've got Krogan is very much willing to just have this straight punch up here because he's got obviously definitely has a physical advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Vorcha, there's a brand to keep to, and that brand is
Mm-hmm.
jump on his back and claw him. But Jordan is ready for that. So like he can like whirl around, like swing the Vorcha at the Krogan, like catches it, swings it back, like
Okay. Yeah.
they almost start to volley
Yeah.
before like Jordan just ducks once the biot like and then like hits the Krogan's biotic punch like like the right as like the car like explodes, so like well not explodes but like like is like
Yeah.
rocked by the explosion.
Yeah.
So like Krogan like stumbles back, but like he stumbles back too far, and so like the like as like the vehicle like comes back down, like it comes back down on them and like flattens them, and then like all of a sudden like there's just this like this Vorcha with like caught out, and like Jordan just pivots like ever so slightly.
Okay.
That's my
Mm-hmm.
bestie.
What would you like to roll for this?
So I'm thinking I feel like this is athletics, like just kind of
Yeah.
like make
Sure.
all this happen.
Yeah. 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 Go for it.
Yeah. Could I would
Remember,
I get advantage? Oh,
you have advantages. Remember, I dished some of those out
yeah,
last session, so you have two.
let's use one of those.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, 21. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Delightful. Yes. So please paint us the picture of the fact that this was a resounding success.
So yeah, like and as yeah, so like like Jordan has this like unconventional punch up, because that's what you have to do when you're actually fist fighting a Krogan, because if you just try to beat them with your punch, that's not going to work. Look how much bigger they are than you. Even the really runty ones outmass you by a couple dozen kilograms. uh no, you have to get creative. It's like, if there's an explosion if there's an explosion nearby and something big is teetering, get them under there. And now it's just you and that little jerk Vorcha. What thought he could shoot a rocket at my best friend, who does it who only now knows I know exactly what to call people like him in his native tongue.
Yeah, extra insulting. We love it. Okay.
Now hold still. This'll take as long as it needs to.
Yeah.
Hold still. This will hurt.
Yeah, just give in. Just go quiet. I'll end it quickly for you. Very good. Okay. And Jareth, you're the last one, so please describe to us the finishing blow, the thing that gives you the edge and the success in this fight.
So he's very much focused on the individuals, but is gonna kind of take a run slightly further round and closer into what's going on, and kind of just quickly get down to one knee and take a sniper shot at the first enemy he sees, but then essentially point at the next one in the line and fire nightshade blades at them.
Incredible.
Which you can't
So
see because they're microscopic, but what
Love
you can see is that he points and then they fall over.
Brilliant. So whichever of your skills you want to roll for either of those weapons, roll it for us as you take out the last couple of people.
Okay. We'll take the sniper shot is a 13. But I've got an advantage as well, so we'll give it a go as an advantage roll, which is still a 13.
Okay. Oh.
I obviously used up my good rolls on the previous one.
You did.
And the nightshade blades are a 25.
The 25 will hit. Sure. I will paint the final picture if you like.
Yeah.
There's a couple people on the field. You feel like if they do another round, you guys are already hurting. So you're like, oof, like we need to tip this fight. You go to shoot with your sniper rifle. The enemy is moving around a little bit, which is hard when you're trying to aim. And you shoot, and it doesn't hit. You get the satisfying sound, but no shablam. So you go in frustrated with your nightshade blades, knowing that perhaps this means that you guys are going to be getting hurt again after this. As you hit, you're going to hit one of the last things standing is another of these Vorcha that are locked and loaded. And as you hit him, he, in his surprise at being hit by something that is not a bullet, it's microscopic, it didn't even make a sound, and suddenly he's like, oh my god, and in reaction to that, his finger is going to pull on the trigger and he is going to end up shooting the other guy with a 25. So yeah, it's you're like, fuck, really frustrated with yourself. That ends up happening, and it's up to you if Jareth would be like, that, clearly what I did was epic there because I just took two people out with one hit, or that was very lucky and didn't involve any skill, it was sheer chance.
Intended to take out two were taken out, therefore successful.
Yes, the math is mathing.
Yes.
Very successful. Okay, so with the last big hit, one of the boom squad lets off a rocket that takes out the last couple of Krogan. There is now a couple bits that are sort of like gently floating their way back down onto the ground, because although it's low gravity, it's not zero gravity. And you guys are kind of left hurting, with bodies and armor and shields that are needing repaired. Your vehicle took a hit. Their vehicle had 2 grenades go off underneath them. We are now in an aftermath, but no longer in combat. I turn this scene over to you guys.
Just intermittently like punctuated by punching. What is the door code? You little.
What do we do, everyone? Your vehicle's taken a bit of a hit on the back. That vehicle is fucked. There are some dead blood pack members. What do we do?
It is Jordan's. It is Jordan's strong opinion that they shot first. That means we get to take everything.
Also, we're salvages, and they clearly don't need all their stuff anymore. So we should probably salvage what we can.
It's just battlefield logic,
No,
really.
Sparky.
Yeah,
Sparky will
you
be
look at
fine,
Sparky.
yes.
All the rest of you have taken big hits, but Sparky did as well. Took a hit to the Bahuki.
That's right. Jareth hasn't taken any damage. He got hit by a bit of Sparky.
Yeah.
Sniper rifle!
So yeah, I'd absolutely go and probably not even pay a lot of attention to the smoking remains of their vehicle, but have a look at A, whether or not they've got anything that might be of use to us, but B, what the hell they were doing out here in the middle of nowhere on this desolate moon with equipment and what that equipment was.
Yeah. They have standard blood pack armor and weapons. There's 2 rocket launchers. Amongst other things, mostly shotguns. In terms of their equipment, they appeared to be here mining. So there is some equipment for like essentially drilling down to just get cores from a surface level. They were not a ship that was here to do like extensive mining work. But clearly you can see from some of the cores that were pulled up, the mineral rich part of this planet is surface level enough that you can just start to get cores of a few feet down.
Is everyone okay?
Fine.
Adrian will grunt.
Jordan just like kicks the side of their vehicle like as hard as he can. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling so hot, guys.
Adrian whips around.
Jordan like pops up from like the other side of the vehicle. What's up?
That was really rough for me.
All right, I got meds. And like and Jordan actually does like I even made sure it was on the character sheet. Like he actually does have some extra Medigel.
Medigel, yep.
Yeah.
You can start to administer Medigel. We don't have to worry necessarily about the numbers of it, but yeah, you go over and dispense some.
I got you.
Starts to feel a bit better. Yeah, it's slow going on bones, but it will heal external wounds so that people aren't bleeding, and then further Medigel will help encourage healing for bones.
Thank you, Jordan. You okay, Adrian? You also took a lot of hits for me. Thank you.
Adrian just kind of like looks down at the blood dripping down his shoulder inside. I'll be all right. And he takes a Medigel and he just like stabs it into himself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you guys will definitely have ports on your armor because a lot of the times Medigel can actually be built into your suits as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pump it into the...
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for helping me. That was really nice of you.
Well, of course, Nasi. I wasn't going to let them fire on you.
I mean, you never know.
You blew them up for me, so.
Oh, they were really being really mean, so I didn't feel bad. Jareth, you look okay. Have a little bump on your head.
Yes, maybe scratch that needs polishing out of the helmet, but they were not as good a shots as they were as initially when we were surprised. They
Yeah.
didn't seem to
One
be
of them
particularly effective.
One of them did catch my shoulder, but like that was like 1 out of like 10 bullets, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, they were. It seems there was more enthusiasm than skill involved in the
Yeah.
altercation.
They were really rude. Like, we were just trying to talk.
Krogans are often known to prefer a fight over a discussion, especially Bloodpack.
Oh, there were blood packs? That makes sense. I come across a few of those in Omega.
Mm-hmm.
Real assholes, really. They think they're so big and important.
Mm-hmm.
And we should rest enough before we keep moving forward to this place.
Yeah, because the other two took bullets, but Jordan, you have several broken bones, so.
Oh,
Uh, it's,
Jordan.
it's,
Are you just walking it off so that they don't notice?
It's fine.
that's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah,
Like I was.
walk it off.
I got in a punch up with the Krogan. He broke a plurality of my ribs. That's how it goes.
Yeah,
I'll feel better in certain dice roll here weeks.
they'll be stronger when they heal, right?
Jordan,
Yeah.
are
Next
you
next time I'll
hurt?
break even less ribs.
Are you hurt, Jordan?
Like normal.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get you some gel so that you can keep fighting.
Have we got any of
Okay?
those psychoactive mushrooms? They might do the job.
Yeah, probably.
She's
Especially if
gonna.
there's
Yeah.
especially if there's more on the way in, I guess.
Yeah. She's gonna put a gel to like a port in his suit.
Yeah.
It's okay. Do you have like anywhere from 3 to 10 broken ribs? Or bones?
Uh,
3 to 10 broken bones at the moment? That's usually about the same amount. You usually have.
it's it probably
Yeah,
gotta just let it.
okay. It's okay. She just gives him a pat on the helmet. It's okay.
It's all right if they're all a cluster of little bones all close together. That's basically just one break, right? That's just one injury.
The flesh
Well,
wound.
yeah.
Okay, so you guys can apply some Metagel at least to get you guys a little more physically sorted. Do any of you want to do a little roll to just mend your ship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other
Yeah.
one is fucked, so
Yeah.
yeah. The outer shell of it looks fine, but the bottom part is the bit that helps it drive, so
I
it turns
definitely
out that
can't. Yeah. I definitely can't help mend it, but I can hold a flashlight.
Fair enough.
helping.
It's
Team
a heart-shaped flashlight.
Team effort.
Adrian's got some engineering, so he could help Jareth.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I have also engineering.
We could do some engineering rolls, yeah.
I can hold 2 flashlights.
Apparently I can add twice my proficiency bonus to engineering, even if I'm not proficient.
Then
Because of my photographic memory.
Yeah, Jareth, it sounds like you
So that's
can get advantage
plus 10.
and that bonus, yeah. Because you're
Okay.
being helped.
But it'll be...
Want me to roll for the helping?
No, help is just you give advantage to the other person.
Okay.
Usually.
Cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is the one girl crew member. Very femme. She's like, I don't change
So it's
flat
27.
tires, but my guys do.
27.
27. Woo!
Yeah, needless to say, you go over and you know the piece of ship that broke off intimately as it smacked into your head.
It hit me. I know exactly where it is. I just have to go and get it, weld it back up.
I know where that came from. Yeah. And you're able to get this fixed up because although this type of thing isn't necessarily in your duties, typically on the main ship, you know how to repair vehicles like this because when you're trained by Solarians, you know, you're trained how to do things well and do many things. So you're able to help fix this up. We feel like our vehicle is ready to go again.
Yay, Sparky's
Nice.
back.
Sparky is back. If we're driving around to try and find this base, I will ask for a scanning roll. No, let's do navigation and then drive.
Drive. I can do drive.
Yeah.
So
So
let's
we're
take
gonna
a
get
shot
Jordan
at
to roll
navigating.
first. Yeah, and then if we succeed, there will be some manner of bonus.
So we got our
17.
17.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a +2 to your if it hit 20 and above, I would say giving advantage with that would make sense. But 17 is still very good.
That's a what for driving, or is that
You got a +2 to your drive.
okay? So that's a total with the plus 2. That's a total 24 for driving.
Nice. Okay. So we know we're heading in the right kind of direction. And as you kind of come up over one ridge, you get to a part where it's pretty much a drive fully down and you can see the expanse of a surface in front of you. You can even see in the distance what could be a building. It's a little hard to tell from this distance. You're like, I'm pretty sure that's where we're going. It'll take a bit to drive around to get there, because despite what the game tries to tell you, if something is planet-sized, it takes you a long time to drive around on its surface. In terms of the distance that these things are apart. So you're on your drive. You're pretty confident you know where you're going. You see a shape that doesn't look like it's just the surface of the rock, because this is not something that has necessarily been inhabited, nor does it have any natural features. It's just a rock floating around. It's a moon.
We're playing my playlist while
Yeah.
we're driving.
Yeah.
Radio
What-
works.
Okay. What kind of music?
Oh God.
Like more so genre, because obviously we're very far into the future. But like, what are the vibes of music?
It's very much that kind of bubblegum techno music.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's not like the deep heavy bass. It's very
Yeah.
like
Bubblegum
poppy,
techno. Yeah.
pink, bubblegum,
Mm-hmm.
happy-go-lucky techno.
Cool.
Space K-pop. Space K-pop.
Space K-pop.
Space K-pop. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I see where we're at.
I've been listening to K-pop all week and things have been fun. It's great. I love it.
So, as you are driving, an event is going to occur. Something that is up to you guys how you respond. You're driving in your vehicle when this happens. So if you stop, that's fair enough. If you try to get out, that's fair enough. You see a sort of ship seems to fly overhead from you guys, moves out in front of you, turns on its side, and then seems to lower just ahead of you. So you are on the approach towards it. It is now between you and where you assume this building is. You guys have never seen this type of ship before. It is unusual. I know most of you are going to know this without me having to link a picture, but I am going to link a picture just for my cast members. Sorry, audience, but you can go away and look it up yourself. As you see something that looks almost insectoid. There is a sort of body to it that is something that looks like a head to it, and then there's small little, arms of some description underneath it that make it look like an insect as it pulls up and starts to lower itself. Before you get closer to see anything else on the encounter, you have the opportunity to act, react, or make comment on the approach. What do you do?
Well, since Nasi's driving, she's slowing down. She learned her lesson.
Yeah.
We're keeping our distance from this thing.
Women in STEM.
Women in STEM. I learned my lesson. And she's slowing down, making sure they stay away from, maybe even backing up a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's just to come in like, what the fuck is that?
Is is this something that the Solarians would have ever encountered in the past, or are these kind of new?
I would need a history roll for this one.
Okay, that is fine.
I'm gonna argue,
doable.
and I feel all of you can agree, it may only be Jareth that gets the opportunity to do a history roll.
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't know how much, what the education
I'm not
system
even
is like
gonna
for you.
try
Yeah.
and do anything.
Yep.
I don't know. I've decided.
So that's
Listen, you're educated like the Krogan School of Hard Knocks.
They don't teach you this in Omega. No.
No.
Listen, boy, the only reason to go to
14,
public school.
I get +6 to
Okay.
it on top. But yeah,
Okay.
it's 14.
14. I'll say, if my throat will let me speak. You recall the shape kind of triggers something in your mind. And normally you're very good with your memory, particularly when it's short memory, right? You can remember everything within a certain period of time. This is older knowledge. This is something that you maybe heard or talked about a long time ago. The thing that's connecting and the bit that you don't necessarily get is you know that you learned about this when you were learning about history of other species in the Milky Way, and it was connected to Quarian history. You're not sure of the connection right now, but there's something in your mind where you're like, I don't recognize what it is necessarily, but I do recognize it. But this is something from like old history, right? It's nothing recent, because you're pretty confident you know all the recent stuff. What I'm gonna say is I'm gonna allow a sort of, it's like a +1 forward. I'm gonna give you a +2 further in if you encounter anything else on trying to recall again the connected memory that's sort of like niggling at the back of your head.
Okay, cool. Would it be a relatively safe assumption based on just a basic understanding of Quarian history that something that I remember being linked to Quarians but is not
Yes.
obviously Quarian is
Yes.
bad,
Bad.
potentially,
Yeah.
and that's something we should probably not
They went through some
get too
shit.
close
Yeah.
with, because Quarian history was not a particularly pleasant thing.
No, you
before.
recall it not being good, and there was definitely some conflict in their past. You're struggling to make the connection, but you know enough to confidently say to your friends, that is likely foe, not friend.
Yeah, something we should probably not engage with if we can possibly avoid it, I think, based on the size and our recent success in much smaller scale combat. So I suspect this is something that is best avoided.
Nasi's already backing up. We're driving in reverse right now already.
Okay. How are you going to avoid this? It flew overhead of you, so you can assume they have likely seen you, and they turned on their side and dropped a little to like maintain being airborne without flying away from you. So you're backing up. What are you doing? What's the plan?
What are we doing, guys?
We have coverage and be fine. We're stuck. I attempt a navigation roll to see if we can see if there is like something we can get ourselves under and or behind.
It's just a big old rock.
Moon.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
You were driving downhill with a big open plain towards the direction of where you're
Okay,
pretty
yeah,
confident you can see the building ahead of you. So there's you can go back up and over and figure something else out and just come drive the opposite direction now where you came from. You could try going side to side. Most of it feels pretty open right now, but you can certainly try to drive around enough that it feels like you're driving away from to eventually curve back around. You've at least spotted and can kind of mark on your the navigation of your vehicle where you believe this building is.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Jordan's going to vote for. Let's see if we can't take a big wide swing around, and at the very least see if this thing is going to keep shadowing
Yeah.
us.
While you're kind of considering it, we have reversed and at least stopped until we've decided what we're doing. You see, and it's a bit of a distance now, so you can't necessarily see what seems to be, when I say humanoid, it's just our collective term for it. It doesn't have to be human, but you see a
Two arms, two legs.
being dropping out of the ship and landing on the ground. It's fairly far away. Could just be space.
So feels like whatever we do, sitting still is not the solution. Have we got guns on this vehicle?
Probably, yeah.
She didn't have a ship to
It's
pull up.
I'm just remembering the mission where you first meet Geth, and you have to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
driving around in
yeah.
all that freaking water and shooting them, and driving backwards and forwards.
You sure
Shooting the
do.
freaking big mechs.
Yeah, transports. What do you likely have? Something similar to a Mako, probably. Shuttle car. More of that. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. So, yeah, that one doesn't have a gun either. I think the other ones normally have guns because they're military vehicles, right?
Yeah.
You guys are not necessarily military. I
Should
really
we
struggle to
try
say
and
that
get
word.
the ship to pull over?
This one, M080, are you? Oh no, that's military. Never mind. You probably don't have guns. You are the guns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine. I just checked. I just wondered.
Yeah. Worthwhile.
You can't just get hold of a mantis or anything.
Yeah.
Or even a Mako.
Is there a way to connect to the ship and try and get them over here as quick as possible?
You could communicate with your ship, yeah.
Communicate what's happening.
Yes. What do you want them to do? What is the message?
We might need the ship here because there's another ship that looks really fucking weird. And someone just dropped out of it. Or something. That's her.
Your pilot
She's sending pictures.
Dial is like, what is it you would like us to do about that, Nasana?
Be here in case they shoot at us. I don't think we can win against this ship.
Certainly.
While you're there, maybe send this description to Susie 4 and see if she recognises.
Yeah. Oh, I can send her pictures. She's sending pictures of the.
It appears to be in some way related to Quarian history, but my recollection
hey, girlie,
is slightly
do you
flawed.
know what this is? Thanks, bestie.
Sure. Can someone roll me a d20 plus? Let's go 4. Actually, hold please. Hold. Yeah, plus 4. Because it would be intelligence based, but I can't imagine she's trained in history.
Yeah.
Engineering and electronics is her thing.
D20 plus 4.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay. We will leave her.
Pondering
You know what?
that one.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you advantage because although we're asking her what her memory is, she's at least a smart girly. She is a woman in STEM.
She is a woman in STEM.
Who is like, I could ask the ship's AI. So give her advantage on that roll.
17.
Right, yeah, we did it again. We got a 17.
Nice. There's like a moment. There's like a pause. You sometimes there's a pause enough that you know that the people on board the ship are likely communicating with one another. Um, and then she'll hit to like go across all comms with like the crew on board, the aftershock, and yourselves. Fuck.
Is it bad?
Yeah, that's a Geth ship. That's a Geth. It's like machine. They're bad. It's bad. Um. Ooh. Do you guys have
Herman,
weapons that are good against like metal machines?
I'm a
I
weapon
do.
that's good against machines.
I have. Um, also, I'm just trying to remember. I've got
We also got
disruptor ammo loaded and overload as an ability. So,
2 rocket launchers just now.
oh yeah, that's true.
Well, rocket launchers are good against many things. They will have pretty good shields and armor.
I'm good against shields.
Okay. Cool. Uh ooh. Just hear noises now of anxiety. uh Prism, can you play Anxiety by Dochi, please? Thank you. Okay. What do you
Thanks,
guys do with that intel?
bestie.
I will say that connecting point, Jareth, is enough to kind of like it unlocks your memory of like Geth, right? Yes, okay. And I'll say that you don't necessarily know the deep lore that you and I, as Mass Effect fans, know about the Geth, but you know the sort of like basic surface level, um, built by Quarians. There was a moment where they gained some sort of hive mind, I guess. The basic knowledge would know. There was a war. The Geth won. And then they haven't been seen for a long time. For a long time. So the fact that they're here is like they're not normally this side of the Perseus Veil.
And ultimately are the reason that the Quarians don't have a homeworld.
Yes.
Which is not
No.
ideal.
yeah, classic AI morality 101. Don't make them. You gotta pick your homeworld.
Yes,
Or
audience, stop relying on AI, everybody.
Please.
If you are, listen. First of all, pay artists, actual artists. Art should have a soul. Second of all, if you have technology that can make photographs sing and dance, question. Anyway, Prism's cool though. Don't worry about it.
She's fine.
She's fine. Actual AI that's in sci-fi movies, kind of cool. The AI we're dealing with in our real world, that's not what we meant. That's not what we meant. Okay.
What are gas?
Sounds synthetic. That means
In,
I like the like drones.
they are like drones, but if you imagine a hive mind made of unshackled AI
Oh.
who don't like anyone
Smart,
who is not synthetic.
Ah.
smart and racist.
Yeah.
Okay, I can
Genocidal, I
work
Yeah.
with that.
think.
Yeah, the ones, because we like as you play through the games, we realize the ones who agree to serve Sarin and Sovereign race bad. Boo. The ones who were like, what the fuck? No, we don't want to do that. Cool guys. They were actually the oppressed people. They were oppressed. The ones that we see in most movies are the bad ones.
Yeah.
They're the bad ones.
Remember that.
Real not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Complicated.
Wow, that sounds really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means lots of plastics. That means probably once we're through the fields, we could probably come up pretty good real quick.
Well, I have good biotics to take care of shields and barriers and all that stuff.
Their armor is the tough thing.
My armor.
Stuff that's good against people that are biological, like organic, like your stuff. Um, doesn't tend to have the desired effect one would want because they are all machine. Also, I just really want to hear Nasi saying unshackled AI in the fucking the Uncut Gems, like Julia Fox.
Unshackled AI?
Unshackled AI.
Unshackled AI? Wow, that sounds really bad.
Cool. So
Uncut Gems.
we have a situation. We now at least understand what that ship is to an extent, and that the things that drop down for it are synthetic life. And perhaps it seems likely to be aggressive.
Certainly unlikely to be friendly.
All right, so Jordan would like to propose a new plan. Okay, Adrian, you take this rocket launcher.
Okay.
Me or Jareth take the other one. Once we soften it up,
Well,
I think I can. Those legs look kind of spindly. I think I can work. I think we can. I think we can work it down.
Can I suggest something?
What do you got?
Okay, so they have shields, right?
Uh-huh.
I actually have a specialized biotic power that is specifically anti-shield. I know it's really fun. So I could try and work off the shield so you guys can do some like a real damage.
Yeah, like this. Okay. Okay. We're doing it. We're doing it. Okay. So
But
I
you
think
know,
we
you
just.
gotta just make sure I don't die.
It's fine. I'm here. We got it.
Okay. I mean, it could go pretty far. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 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 We got it. Jareth, is that gonna work?
Yes, I feel that it's a good. It feels like you two, you Obadiah, and no, you Jordan and Adrian are absolutely the most suited to using the rocket launchers. Nasi and I both have equipment and abilities that are specifically designed to remove shields and damage machinery. It would be nice if we could provide you with weapons that could take advantage of lightning priming that we could apply to these things, but unfortunately we have to make do with what we have, and on this occasion it has to be me and Nasi going in first and then you two supporting, I think.
I have some arc grenades, so can toss those in as well. He hands one over to Jareth.
So I've got disruptor ammo, which does lightning damage but can also prime the target for lightning, and overcharge can overload, sorry, does the same thing.
Oh, hey.
Oh, no!
Good. You froze, but you're back now. Hi.
I apparently have an unstable internet connection. That's something to look forward to.
Yeah. We can pause a section.
Oh, no.
That'll be fine.
Okay. Okay. All right. We've caught up with ourselves. It's the geth. It's the, like when you have like their scramble. It's the scrambling.
Oh god.
Yeah, the map goes all scrambled.
Yeah.
Scene plays where they drop the armature in.
Yeah.
Unfolding.
The geth have arrived. Therefore, anything that is about scanning the battlefield for you guys is disrupted. Yeah. Including our feed from our players. Okay. So. Okay. We have a plan. We could go in and tangle with these guys.
Yeah.
Is that the plan?
Yeah, just fuck them up.
I mean, seems like we'll have to.
Well, there's a choice. It's like we're all going on a bear hunt. I don't know how many of you are familiar with that story, but sometimes you can't go over it. You can't go under it, so you have to go through it.
Yep.
Yeah, all they got is synthetic plastic bones. Those crack real easy.
Okay, so we've made a decision. Nasi, you can now drive us towards them.
Hey. I'll do my best.
Mm-hmm. How close are you getting before you stop the vehicle?
Um, However close we need to get. She would get. Well, since we're going in a little bit long distance attacking, I would assume, or Jareth, do
Go
you
as
need to be
close
up
as
close?
whoever's
Yeah,
closest.
So,
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
yeah. Who needs to get the closest? So I have 60 meters.
Well, it depends. If I use a sniper rifle, I've got 360 meters. If I
Mm-hmm.
use overload, it's 48. Overload can hit
Mm.
4 targets potentially
Yeah.
Okay, so
if
we
they're close
can
enough
go in
together.
48 meters. About. Can you guys? How about you guys? Do you two need to be at closer than that?
Well, if it's a rocket launcher, I think we
Yeah.
can do it from more than 60.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go in 48 meters and close.
Okay.
I'll set that
Um.
in my mind map.
Yeah. So we will whiz through this combat the way we did the other. Round of you guys doing some cool shit. Round of you getting hurt. Round of us finishing the fight off. The two who have rocket launcher, I'd recommend going into equipment if you've not already done so. Go find a rocket launcher so you can get the stats. Um, Not that we necessarily need to know damage numbers, but you need to know what you're rolling. Um, okay, so we drive up. We skid to a halt. I'm assuming you're going to skid slightly sideways. Are we all getting off
Yeah,
the
just
side
open the
furthest
door and
away so we
just
have some cover?
blast out of it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Woo, woo, woo. So we all pour out of the car, get ready, arm ourselves, to strike. You see these creatures now that you're close up. They are. It's unusual to hear that this is some kind of synthetic life, that they are machines. Um, they look so lifelike, in a way, is the best way to describe it, because humanoid is not necessarily what we're going with. They're quarianoid, if you will. Um, their legs, even just down to appearing to have the two-toed feet, the way that their bodies are structured, the sort of slender around the waist effect to some of them, big armored top parts, but the head of them, it's metallic. It's just machine with the light glowing out the front, but you can see that that shape has a kind of Quarian-esque to the way that their helmets are, and the light comes up when they're speaking. So whether this was by design by the Quarians, whether this is something that these creatures have sort of evolved, and as they have replicated themselves, they've decided to look more like their former masters. Um, it's a little unnerving, but they are armed. They're clearly well armored, given the nature of the fact that they are just made of armor, um, and are it's like an immediate hostile. As soon as you get out the car, you were already getting shot at on the approach in your car. Thankfully, your car's shields was absorbing a lot of that. It is going to start taking hits and get a little bit damaged um, as you get out to start tangling with them. Can we get a round of initiative, please?
Sure. 13.
9.
10.
Nice. Okay, so we have Jordan, Nasi, Adrian, and Jareth again. Okay, so Jordan, as you kind of pull out and spy these creatures, what do you do?
All right. Let's see here. Yeah. Plan still survive first contact. You gotta adapt, and more importantly, so this is a target-rich environment, and I have a rocket launcher. I'm firing. And I've got this all pulled up. So here is DC 14 saving throw from everything within a 4-meter cube centered on my target, and We need people to get out of the way so that Jareth and Nasi can get to proper work. So we focus on a little cluster in front of the big thing.
You're muted, I
You're
think.
muted.
Damn you, Geth.
They're scrambling all our systems.
Yes. As you shoot into this cluster, a couple of them are going to get hurt. A couple of them do manage to kind of dive out of the way of the majority of the blast. It goes off and it is successful. It does hit them. You see a couple of their reaction times, pretty good, pretty advanced. It's not superhuman necessarily. It's not like they're, zipping around at superhuman speed, but advanced and ready for combat, certainly, these machines. The deep lore will tell you that the more of them are together, the stronger they get. This is just a small group of them. Okay, very good. Well done, Jordan. Nasi.
Okay. Do we want to take out the shields for the people first or the ship first?
I wouldn't worry about the ship.
Okay, cool. Doesn't matter. Anyway.
The ship was a drop ship, so like once these guys kind of got dropped, it probably hovered and then has started to move away.
Okay. So she is going
Classic
to
Mass Effect feels,
Classic Mass Effect.
Yeah. Taking out if you want to tangle with that ship, you will all be dead. The type of guns on that is probably not something you want to tangle with.
Don't want to, thank you.
No.
So she's gonna get out and she's gonna follow Jordan, following after her bestie, and just stay just behind him, so that he's like in front of her in case of anything. But she's going to, you'll see this kind of biotic energy appear in her hand, and she kind of warps into this lance-like object, long and pointed. And she is going to throw it at one of the guests. And it is anti-shield, so it deals an additional 2d4 lightning damage.
Sure.
Yeah.
Roll for your attack.
Roll to hit. 17. Please.
Yep.
Yay! Thank you.
Okay. So it does its damage. You find, because the thing that's affecting the shields is doing lightning damage, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see a few of them. The couple that you kind of like hit with this lance, there's a shimmer to one of them where you can see that, like, you know what that effect is in other creatures. When a shield goes down, it seems like it is a similar effect for these creatures.
Okay. She will call out where she sees, whichever one she sees with that kind of shimmer happening, just dying down.
Yeah. Cool. Beautiful.
Fearless.
Adrian.
Adrian he's got a hold of the rocket launcher, but he's gonna take one of his arc grenades and he's gonna yeet it over to them and just let the lightning damage do additional damage to their shields.
Sure. Roll for your thing.
So I'll just roll dex.
Or does it roll?
3, so
Is
10.
Is it them that rolls dex though? Is it a save?
Oh, yeah, let me do that.
Like, just read the description and tell me if it's something that... No, sorry. What I mean is, as you throw a grenade, do you roll to attack, or are they the ones rolling?
They're the ones that rolled a save. Yeah, okay.
Right,
so it's a DC 13 for half damage.
Yeah. Yeah, they do okay. They take half damage, but it's still, it affects the people that you've thrown this into. So although they dive out of the way of the explosion, that sort of ripple of the lightning does seem to catch the sort of edge of them as they're doing it, and where normally a shield would help buffer that for them, it's actually damaging said shields. So yeah, it does what you need it to do,
Cool.
even if it doesn't take them out necessarily. Jareth.
So gonna lean out or get out, depending on what is needed to get line of sight, and essentially look for a group of ideally at least 4 of them standing within a few meters of each other, so that they're not too spread out, and a basically a ball of electricity fires from my, let's say, Omni tool on this case, towards them and hits the one in the center, and then discharges 3 more bolts, which leap out and hit 3 more of them.
Sure.
And they are all now those 4 are now primed lightning, and must make a dex save or take 3d6 lightning damage.
Yeah. So
or half if they succeed their dex save.
Yeah. So they're rolling
It's DC 14.
Damn, I keep rolling really well on these. Sorry.
Well, they'll still take half damage if they pass. So it's all good.
They're taking half damage. I'll say that they're still primed though. Like you roll it in, and again, like the other 2 are finding, they're quite good at getting out of the way. It's almost like they're a hive mind, so they're communicating. As one sees it, they all react instinctually. So they managed to get out of the way of the worst of the blast. They're still taking sort of like tail ends of it and taking that half damage, and are still primed with the lightning. Beautiful. Before we get to do our really heroic shit, you are going to be getting fired upon, or something bad is going to happen to you. We'll go in our turn order again. Jordan, something bad happens. What occurs?
Jordan fired the rocket launcher, and it's currently mostly out in the open. So they just kind of everybody just pivots to setup. The hive mind has a perimeter firing solution, and they start shooting. And his he can react. He can get that barrier up, but there's some might say a high mass of incoming fire.
Yeah, and a lot of their weapons deal radiant damage, and actually what you're finding is as they're shooting at you guys, it is affecting your shields too. So you can kind of flavor that into you getting hurt. As they shoot, it's actually coming past and hurting you in a way that feels unusual.
I think it's like this. Like it feels kind of like getting burned, where usually even shots that start to get through your mass spec, you feel like you're just getting prodded or punched.
Yeah. Because the plasma weapons don't, because it's plasma, it's not doing physical piercing in through armor. It is affecting you and the armor. Yeah. So yeah, it feels like a burn. Cool. Nasi, something bad happens to you. What occurs?
You're muted, Nessie.
It's okay. I just said something bad happens to me.
Yeah.
Damn you, Geth. They don't want me to get hurt. God, I want to do a bullet because we already did that. They don't. Do they have?
I just said it's not bullets. It's plasma rounds, so it's doing radiant damage to you.
Oh, okay.
So it feels a bit like a burn, but it's a plasma.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I say she. If there's any stray shots from Jordan, because she's kind of behind him, using him almost like a human shield. But that's their friendship, right?
Yeah.
A few hit. I would say kind of let's go leg wise because she's having trouble kind of standing up and getting that proper target.
Yeah.
And knocks her over.
Okay. Yeah. So you get hit with this plasma round as you're standing at the back of Jordan. Yeah, and it hits you. Very good. Adrian, with your rocket balloon.
Adrian's he's taking damage to his shields, but since he's resistant to radiant damage, it's not burning him as much from his thulium skin. So
remember, it can be something bad that happens, like the ship that hit Jareth. It can be any kind of thing that's happened to you. Yeah.
So instead of it the plasma doing too much to him, he is pressing forward and loses his balance as one of the shots hits him in the leg because it
Mhm.
still has force to it, and so
Yeah.
he ends up like
Yeah.
dropping down.
I mean, these, because there's a few that are like the hunters, so they will charge you.
Yeah.
So it could just be that you were being charged at as well, that they're gonna take
Yeah.
you out. Mhm.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Yeah, like one of them charges at him, and yeah, it takes him down.
Yeah,
He
and
loses his
because
footing and goes down.
the Geth hunters are very tall as well, big tall things. So yeah, it's gonna charge at you, and you're like, oh fuck. Very good. And Jareth, something bad is gonna occur.
So I think Jareth is pretty much he's leant out of the vehicle as far as he can to do this thing, and
Mhm.
as the plasma shots come in and start peppering. I mean, his shields withstand them for a little while, but as
Yeah.
they start hitting Nassie and Crack Sky, it makes
Mhm.
them stagger, which ultimately ends up knocking
Yeah.
the fairly weak
Yeah.
Solarian just out, and
Yeah.
he's just lying on the floor outside of the
Yeah.
thing, having just
Exposed. Mhm.
bounced off the side of the car and landed on the floor basically, and is now just pretty much unable
Yeah.
to can't use his guns because they're still strapped to his back, and he's just lying on the
Yeah.
floor.
Yeah. Oh, damn you, environmental. Beautiful. Well done. To round us off, finish the fight off. Something cool that you were able to do that is going to secure this fight for you, Jordan.
Wow. So yeah, we do not enjoy being burned after losing a solid 30% of rib
Yeah.
mass.
Yeah.
Uh, but
Some of the broken bones from earlier, honestly, you're like,
but luckily they're not charging Krogan, so they don't stop us from getting to cover, and in cover
Mm.
we can luckily discover. Wait a minute, this one was loaded with Rocket 2, the hit
Oh,
sequel
yeah.
everybody wanted.
Yeah. Rocket
Uh,
Launcher 2, Electric Boogaloo.
That's literally what I was gonna say.
Lightning Boogaloo, if you will. Very good. Okay. Yeah, it hurts. Nasty.
I think
Something cool.
Nasi, as she sees that they're getting staggered and Jareth has fallen, she's like, you know what? Taste of your own medicine, bitch.
Yeah.
Ultra center mass.
Okay. What's the effect?
So she can. I'm using it at a higher level, so it's up to
Yeah.
5 creatures of my choice I can see in range. Must make a Constitution saving throw, DC
Mhm.
13.
Mhm. I'm just assuming they succeed. We're at the end of the fight. I want it to be cool.
Yeah. So basically, they enter a mass effect field that alters their center mass, and like any saving throw or attack roll, it okay. Oh, what's that? They must roll like a d4 and subtract of the attack roll and all that, like just so they're like kind of disoriented.
Okay. So they're slowly getting like pulled in towards this thing.
Yeah, yeah. Just
Cool.
getting moved in.
I love it. Like, what are these powers? Adrian?
Adrian is going to clock this hunter in the face
Mm-hmm.
to get him off of him.
Yep.
And he's going to sit up just enough to point the rocket launcher and just fire right into whatever Geth are in front of him.
Sure.
Point blank rocket launcher is always good.
Yep.
I'm assuming it's like you knock this guy and then go over his shoulder to shoot at other Geth.
Yeah, he's just like, get the fuck out of the way.
No. Stay still. Beautiful. And Jareth, you're the last one. How
from the floor, he's gonna fire off another overcharge at the same Geth he hit before, but that Geth is now primed. So what happens is he takes the 3d6 damage of lightning, but also then essentially explodes with lightning damage out to all the surrounding, who also
and the other
are
things,
all primed.
they're also primed.
So they explode out further. So you have this expanding ring of lightning
reaction
that just takes out this huge section of the charging Geth.
Incredible. So,
I love it.
There's rocket launchers, there's charging at people, there's explosions happening. There's a strange Mass Effect field pooling things in together, and as you do, there's like a triple waved detonation that seems to happen as these geth all get suitably flung. Because I love the ragdoll mechanics when you shoot something so much it flies away. Um, Excellent. Combat 1. This ship seems to have flown off. You have some dead geth. I'll allow you to have some geth plasma guns if you want.
Ooh,
Um,
yes.
Ooh.
Yeah. Geth plasma shotguns. And you have your vehicle. She's doing okay. Kind of been through it. Got repairs, so is functioning just fine. While all this was happening, some of the shields have started to return. For the time being, you have a clear run towards this research facility. What are we going to find there? Let's find out in the next session for our 4th installment. So join us for that one. We are done with our session 3. I would like to thank my players for joining us. We are going to tell you who we are, where you can find us on the internet, and if there's anything that you can plug that is not necessarily time specific, because this is a pre-record, then please do so. I can start with myself. I am Emmer Hummelu on the internet. You can find me pretty much anywhere apart from the dead one at Hummelu. One thing I can plug that's not necessarily time sensitive, because although Blood Lyrium should be on by the time this is up, which is our Tuesday flagship show of Dragon Age, love that. But I have started doing start playing, so if you're interested, if you like the idea of being in a Mass Effect game that I'm running, or a Dragon Age game that I'm running, go and check it out. It's startplaying.games/gm/Hummelu. Love to see you at a table. Anyway, that's me. My guys. Where are you? Where are you? Who are you?
Huh?
Where can we find you? And anything that you can plug that's a general plug.
Hi everyone, my name is Kay Phoenix, or Kay on the internet. I have played our Turian soldier boy, Adrian Nix. You can find me here on the transmissions for our Mass Effect game. Last session coming up next time. And you can also find me on other channels here and there. I play occasionally. And on Blue Sky at Kay Phoenix. That's me.
And I have been Black Sky George, but you can find me out in this wide, vast internet on Blue Sky at Jossa Dyson. That's JOSADISON. And finally, you can find my fantastic writing in Weird Little Guys, a fantastic system agnostic companion featuring a wonderful wide selection of weird little and or guys
Mm-hmm.
to spice up your campaign with.
Love that.
So look it up, love it, leave reviews,
Please
spin
do,
button.
everyone. Yeah,
We love you.
we do.
Thank you.
I've been Jareth Bowell, the slightly crazy Solarian infiltrator. You can find me on most social media as Old Mad Ben. Currently my main projects are behind the scenes of transmissions. There's a few kind of writing projects and maybe some playtesting sessions that will be coming up by the time this airs, I would imagine. So yeah, watch this space for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm muted.
Yeah.
Demigeth.
F.
Hi everyone, my name is Satan, or Alyssa Vamp Art on the interweb. I go by any pronoun that fits a bit. I've been your dear darling Nasana or Nasi today. You can find me here in the next session. Also in transitions in our Dragon Age. I was gonna say Dragon Age Z. Dragon Age
Mm-hmm.
campaign around by the lovely Hummelu. If you get a chance to be one of the games to start playing, I really suggest it. They're amazing, as you can see, as you can tell. But other than that, I'm not really doing anything. You can catch me doing art for transmissions. I've done logos for them. Like I really love this channel, and I love that they showcase my art and they let me help them with that. But that's it.
Hell yeah. That is us. We love you. And we will see you for our 4th installment. Take care of yourselves, everybody.
Yeah. Bye.